Chapter 60. Lin Xian shook hands with the three of them and smiled. Nice to meet you. What's there to talk about? If it wasn't for Grandpa, you wouldn't be able to follow us. Miao Xiao Miao glared at Lin Xian. She seemed to have a lot of resentment towards Lin Xian. Lin Xian shrugged and didn't say anything. Little brat, let her have her way. Lin Xian then asked, will it be just the few of us? He felt that it was impossible. The most powerful one was this little brat, but she couldn't be entrusted with such an important task. The other three had just reached the spirit focus realm. It would be dangerous for them to go to a place 20 kilometers away. How should they go to a place that far away? Normally, cultivators above the spirit focus realm were qualified to go, but the safest way was to have an arcane body realm cultivator leading the way. Otherwise, it would be extremely dangerous. Chu Meng smiled at Lin Xian and said, of course not. Sister Miao will lead the team, but a few of our friends went out to buy things. They'll be back soon. Hey, they're here. Chu Meng pointed at a few figures not far away and waved his hand. Lin Xian also looked over. There were a total of 3 people, and one of them made Lin Xian stunned. Zhang Tianyu. Why was he here? He was Xiao Runing's cousin. They even put on a good show that night. Zhang Tianyu also saw Lin Xian and was stunned. Then, a trace of darkness flashed in his eyes, but he hid it well. Lin Xian. The name that made him angry. The person who took away the woman he loved the most. That night, he really did what Xiao Runing said. He quietly hid in the neighborhood and waited for Lin Xian to come out. If he came out, he would be sure that they were acting. However, he waited for the whole night. The next morning, he saw Lin Xian and Xiao Runing talking and laughing as they walked out. Xiao Runing even drove her car to send Lin Xian somewhere. From then on, Lin Xian became the name he hated the most. But he didn't expect to meet him here today. Lin Xian probed and found that the weakest of the 3 was a man who was about the same age as Zhang Tianyu. He was at 5-star spirit focus realm. The strongest was an uncle who was at 4-star arcane body realm, while Zhang Tianyu was only at 3-star arcane body realm. If it was a team like this, then it would be safe. Of course, that's if they didn't encounter any accidents. Like the Hell's Lion. Let me introduce you. Chu Meng then said to Lin Xian, this is the leader of our Gale mercenary group, Wang Ba. You can call him Brother Ba. Of course, Sister Cat should call him Uncle Ba. Chu Meng smiled and pointed at the uncle to Lin Xian. This is one of our members, Li Zhigao. And this. Zhang Tianyu then smiled at Lin Xian and said, Lin Xian, I didn't expect to meet you here. Lin Xian also nodded, yeah, I didn't expect to meet Brother Tianyu either. It's fate. Lin Xian then smiled. Ah, you guys know each other. The few of them were slightly stunned. Lin Xian nodded, yeah, we know each other. Brother Tianyu is my daughter. Before Lin Xian could finish, Zhang Tianyu smiled and interrupted him, I'm friends with Lin Xian. Lin Xian then nodded, yeah, that's right. We're friends. However, Lin Xian held back his laughter. It seemed that Zhang Tianyu didn't want others to know about his relationship with Xiao Runing. TSK, TSK, TSK. It seemed that he still coveted Xiao Runing. Chu Meng said, that's great. It's great that Lin Xian and Brother Tianyu know each other. Zhang Tianyu looked at Lin Xian and asked, you're here for? Lin Xian smiled, to go to Deep Cold Valley with everyone. I haven't reached the arcane body realm yet, so it's safer to go with everyone. I see. Yeah, it's a good opportunity to get to know everyone. Zhang Tianyu nodded slightly, but he was already planning something in his mind. Lin Xian had snatched away the woman he loved, and now she was going to the Deep Cold Valley with him. It was more than 20 kilometers away. What if he died outside? Then wouldn't Xiao Runing be his? That's right. He, Zhang Tianyu, was going to make sure that Lin Xian died in Deep Cold Valley and never came out again. Xiao Runing didn't tell Lin Xian that Zhang Tianyu was also a member of the Gale mercenary group. This was a relatively big deal. It seemed that Xiao Runing didn't know either. Otherwise, she wouldn't have let Lin Xian and Zhang Qianyu get together again. It would be too easy to expose them. Miao Xiaomiao didn't seem to be interested in this. She stood up and threw the instant noodles into the trash can. Then, she scanned the crowd like a little adult. Yeah, everyone's here. Let's go. Okay. Their transportation was two specially made armored vehicles. They could be considered armored vehicles, but they definitely couldn't compare to a real armored vehicle. This was a means of transportation that a regular mercenary group would have. It was sturdier, faster, and had the ability to attack with firearms. It was also spacious. One vehicle could seat 6 people, and it even had some space for them to store things. What they went out to buy was none other than gene medicine. How should I put it? Gene medicine was equivalent to the elixirs used by cultivators on Earth. There were generally 2 types of gene medicine. One was for healing, and the other was for recovering spiritual energy value. If one was seriously injured, the genetic medicine could effectively heal the injury. However, it definitely couldn't compare to the healing methods of a powerful wood elemental martial artist. However, if one didn't have the wood elemental martial artist, or if it was inconvenient, they could make up for it. Then, there was some food, such as instant noodles and bread. You get into that vehicle. Miao Xiaomiao was unhappy when she saw that Lin Xian wanted to get into her vehicle. Lin Xian shrugged helplessly and got into the other vehicle. Zhang Qianyu was in the other vehicle. Lin Xian didn't want to be in the same vehicle as him. Moreover, Miao Xiaomiao was in this vehicle. He could try to improve their relationship, but if she wasn't willing, then so be it. Ding! Miao Xiaomiao's favorability towards you +1. Lin Xian was speechless. Favorability could be increased like this? But +1? Forget it. It was still negative. Then, the 2 vehicles sped towards the direction of Deep Cold Valley. The so-called 20 kilometers was 20 kilometers away from Tianhua City. They were in the city center. If they wanted to leave the city, they would have to drive for more than half an hour. So, the total distance was more than 60 kilometers. That was ridiculous. After all, a city was still very big. But it was still okay. The city center didn't mean that they were in the center of the city map. If they drove towards Deep Cold Valley, they could leave the city in half an hour. In the opposite direction, it would take more than an hour to leave the city. Lin Xian and Zhang Qianyu didn't have much to talk about. The whole journey was awkward, but he didn't think so. He didn't care. As for Zhang Qianyu, he was thinking about how to kill Lin Xian outside. However, Lin Xian would talk to Chu Meng. Little Meng, why do you all call Miao Xiaomiao Big Sister Miao? Lin Xian asked curiously. Chapter 61. Miao Xiaomiao was only 13, while they were 17. There must be a reason for that, right? Hearing Lin Xian's question, Chu Meng laughed and said, there are a few reasons for that. Firstly, this sister doesn't really mean sister. This girl is very arrogant, so it doesn't matter if we call her sister. We'll just spoil her. Lin Xian couldn't help but chuckle. Sure enough, this girl was spoiled. Second, Sister Miao is very strong. Although she's only 14, she's already at 9 stars of the spirit focus realm. She probably won't have any problem reaching the arcane body realm this year. She's probably stronger than many so-called geniuses at her age. Lin Xian was sure of this. Qin Xiaotian, the so-called genius, was only at the arcane body realm at 25 years old. What about Miao Xiaomiao? Close to the arcane body realm at 14 years old. How exaggerated was that? Zhang Bin added with a smile. Actually, after you get to know Sister Miao better, you'll realize that although she's young, we can't compare to her in terms of ability. She's proficient in all kinds of calculations. I don't dare to compete with her in anything. Although she's young, we're all impressed by her. Really? Chu Meng laughed again. I can see that Sister Miao seems to have some opinions about you, but don't mind her. She's just like that. She'll be fine once you get to know her better. She's usually very arrogant, but once you get to know her better, she'll treat us very well. Yes, there's one more thing. Sister Miao is the registered boss of the Gale mercenary group, which means she's our boss, Zhang Bin added. Lin Xian was speechless. A 14-year-old girl was the boss of the Gale mercenary group. Most importantly, they were quite impressed by her. This really made Lin Xian see her in a new light. This was probably why the old man let Miao Xiaomiao lead the group out. However, Lin Xian felt that there must be something else about her that made her even more outstanding. The Bounty Hunter Guild was really full of hidden dragons and crouching tigers. Zhang Tianyu leaned against the back and pondered. He did not listen to their conversation. He was thinking about how to kill Lin Xian outside. 40 minutes later, they drove out of Tianhua City. This was the first time that Lin Xian had left the city in such a manner. Tianhua City at night was still very lively and bright, but outside, it was pitch black. The only source of light was the moonlight and starlight in the sky. There was also another source of light, and that was the green and red light emitted from the eyes of the monsters in the forest. Of course, if one really wanted to count, there was also the martial arts released by the martial artists who were farming monsters, or the light from their flashlights. There were many people farming monsters in the surroundings. After all, Tianhua City was very close. This road was also a road from a few decades ago. Planet Aqua Blue was not like this from the beginning. A few decades ago, it was still human territory. At that time, there was no God's Child system. One day, the monsters suddenly rose up, and the humans obtained the God's Child system. Over time, the planet became like this. However, for now, the monsters still had the upper hand. The road was very rough, but it was still manageable. This kind of car was not afraid of rough roads. It was just a little bumpy. By the way, Lin Xian, why are you going to the deep cold valley? Chu Meng asked curiously. Lin Xian touched the tip of his nose and said, to look for deep cold spirit crystals. Deep cold spirit crystals? That might be a little difficult. The deep cold valley is rich in deep cold spirit crystals, but they have almost all been harvested by martial artists in recent years. Deep cold spirit crystals can only be found in extremely cold places. It would be fine if it was other places, but the overall temperature in Hua Nation is relatively high, so deep cold spirit crystals are very rare and can't be bought. Lin Xian suddenly realized something and asked, speaking of which, I suddenly thought of something. The deep cold valley should be a very cold place, right? Chu Meng nodded. Yes, that's why we all brought thick clothes. Didn't you? 10 stars of the spirit focus realm was already very strong. For Lin Xian, it did not matter whether he wore thick clothes or not. Then Lin Xian said, no, but it doesn't matter. It should be fine. Zhang Tianyu said, that won't do. We are going to the depths of the deep cold valley. You have to be at least 7 stars of the spirit focus realm to withstand the cold there without thick clothes. Have you reached 7 stars? Although it seemed to be a question of concern, Lin Xian could feel a trace of contempt. Lin Xian smiled. It doesn't matter. It's my business when the time comes. I just need to wake up with everyone. Actually, I think it's enough to reach a certain level. It's best to be able to spend time with the person you love. What do you think, Brother Tianyu? Lin Xian's words were a critical hit. What he meant was, my level is not as high as yours, but I managed to take away the woman you love. Are you angry? Zhang Tianyu's eyes flashed with anger. Then, he pretended to be a gentleman and smiled. You're right. Then, he clenched his fist and snorted in his heart. Trash, I'll make sure you don't come out today. Then, Lin Xian asked Chu Meng, the temperature in China is quite moderate. Logically speaking, a place like the deep cold valley shouldn't exist. Do you know why it's like this? It was because Lin Xian could now possess all attributes. However, to obtain one attribute, one had to absorb the corresponding attribute's spirit item. The existence of the deep cold valley was indeed against science. It was like a frozen river in the desert. Was it possible? Impossible. Although it was not that exaggerated, it was still the same thing. China had 4 distinct seasons, but even in winter, the temperature would be around 0 degrees Celsius. It was rare for it to drop below 0 degrees. Summer had just passed, but in such a place at such a time, it was covered in ice and snow. Lin Xian felt that there must be a special reason. Chu Meng thought for a moment and said, "This is indeed a problem. I remember that people have investigated the place before but could not find the reason for the appearance of the deep cold valley. Some people speculated that there was an ice-type treasure there or that it was caused by an ice-type spirit item. It must be very powerful to cause such a phenomenon. Many people have tried to find it but to no avail. Let's not worry about it." Lin Xian nodded slightly. However, he was deep in thought. There must be some kind of ice-type spirit item that caused such a phenomenon. Of course, some powerful spirit item could also cause such a phenomenon. However, it had to be very, very powerful. It had to be at least a heaven-grade spirit item. If that was the case, Lin Xian had to investigate it. The ice type was actually a water type. Such a large area of the deep cold valley should be enough for Lin Xian to absorb and permanently activate the water attribute. However, Chu Meng had also said that many experts had tried to search for it, but to no avail. Would he be able to find it? It was almost impossible. It was all up to fate. Chapter 62. Soon, Lin Xian saw the car in front of them stop. Then they stopped as well. "Are we here?" Lin Xian looked around. He had never been so deep in the forest before. Looking around, there was nothing out of the ordinary. There were all kinds of trees and weeds. It was all natural. After all, there were no signs of human destruction. Nature had grown on its own. We're here. Let's get out." Then, the few of them got out of the car. Once they got out, Lin Xian felt a chill in his face. Of course, it didn't cause him any harm, but the temperature was obviously 10 degrees lower than in Tianhua City. This wasn't even deep cold valley. It was a place tens of kilometers away. Just the difference in temperature was enough to show how different this place was. This was definitely not caused by normal weather. After getting out of the car, everyone gathered together. Everyone carried a backpack, except for Miao Xiaomiao. At this moment, Miao Xiaomiao was using a small computer to calculate something. The others stood guard around her. They cooperated well. Lin Xian went over. "What are you doing?" The sudden voice made Miao Xiaomiao tremble. She almost threw the computer away. "Ah! Men, drag him out and throw him out." Miao Xiaomiao said frantically. "Ding! Miao Xiaomiao's favorability towards you -5. Lin Xian. Damn. Was this girl so difficult to deal with? He was just asking a normal question. Why did it turn out like this? However, thinking about it, it was normal for a person to be startled when a voice suddenly rang in their ears while they were concentrating on something. The others smiled helplessly. Wang Xian said, "Sister Miao, hurry up and do it. It's not very peaceful outside. It's safer if we finish early and go back early." Then, Miao Xiaomiao glared at Lin Xian and continued working on the computer. Lin Xian rubbed the tip of his nose and walked away. Difficult. How could he get his hands on this little loli? What did little loli like? Lollipops? Did he have lollipops? Nope. Moreover, Miao Xiaomiao was much more mature than other girls her age, so she might not like lollipops. Wang Ba walked towards Lin Xian and patted Lin Xian's shoulder. "Little Miao is scanning Deep Cold Valley to see if there is any special data. If there is, I'm afraid we'll have to return today." "Special data?" Wang Ba nodded. "For example, some very strong demonic beasts can release special magnetic fields. So that's how it is. Thank you for your guidance, tyrant brother." Lin Xian then looked ahead. They were now on a slightly higher hill. There was a huge mountain range in front of them. It was very high. It was so high that only a helicopter could reach it. It might not be possible to climb it. It was too steep. There was a very deep valley in the middle of the mountain range. This was the Deep Cold Valley, but there was more than one Deep Cold Valley. After entering it, there would be many branches. In short, the area was still very big. They were at the entrance, and also the closest one. The deeper they went, the lower the temperature. Fewer people had explored the area. However, there were people who had entered the deepest part of the deep cold valley in search of treasures, but they did not find them. In Lin Xian's vision, the entire mountain range in the deep cold valley was sealed in ice. It was like a world of ice and snow. This made it even more impossible to climb. Moreover, the deep cold valley was mainly a valley. There was nothing above the mountain range. There might be some crystals, but the conditions for the deep cold spirit crystal to be produced were that it would not be exposed to sunlight. Therefore, it was impossible for the deep cold spirit crystal to appear above. The surroundings were very normal. Only this mountain range was covered in ice and snow. It was very out of place. Seeing this, Lin Xian was even more certain that there was something here. Some people might say that since the deep cold valley was a crisscrossing valley between two mountain ranges, wouldn't it be easy to go to the deepest part of the valley? All they needed was a helicopter to fly to the deepest part of the valley and drop them off. In theory, this was true. However, there were a few important points. First, the mountain range in the deepest part of the deep cold valley was at least 800 meters high. What did 800 meters mean? It was as high as 200 to 300 stories. Who would dare to fly a plane down there? The probability of collision was as high as 90%. But to drop someone on top of the mountain range and slowly climb down from 800 meters? Impossible. It was so steep and full of ice. It was better to slowly walk into the deepest part of the valley from the entrance. Second, the uncertainty of the demonic beasts. There might be a few powerful demonic beasts on top of the mountain range. If they spit out fire, the plane might crash. Third, if they could send a helicopter, they must be very wealthy. Why would they come here? These few factors added together made it so that no one had ever tried to do this before. Although they might encounter many demonic beasts and danger from the entrance. This was their job after all. High risk, high reward. Miao Xiaomiao put away her laptop and looked at the crowd. Scanning a total of 3,000 meters. Found 221 demonic beasts. There are no strong infrared signals. We can go in. Alright. Everyone, get ready to go. Lin Xian was speechless. 3,000 meters. More than 200 demonic beasts. What kind of place was the deep cold valley? Why would it attract so many demonic beasts? Then, Lin Xian seemed to understand something. Demonic beasts were the same as kittens and puppies. Their senses were much sharper than humans. Just like how dogs could smell things that were very small and far away, demonic beasts would definitely be able to sense spirit chi fluctuations that humans could not. The thicker the spiritual chi, the more demonic beasts liked it. Hence, if this place could attract so many demonic beasts, and there were so many of them even though it was so cold, there must be something releasing spiritual chi. Hence, Lin Xian had to investigate this place thoroughly. If the first time did not work, the second time would definitely work. Let's go. Then, all of them walked towards the deep cold valley. I was thinking, why don't we drive in? It's very wide. A car can drive in. Lin Xian asked in surprise. You think you're the only smart one? Miao Xiaomiao rolled her eyes at Lin Xian. Lin Xian touched the tip of his nose. Really, if it were not for the fact that there were so many of Miao Xiaomiao's men here, Lin Xian would have spanked her. Pissed. Extremely pissed. What was Lin Xian hoping for now? That he could have a chance to be alone with Miao Xiaomiao. Let's see if I don't beat her until she cries. Chu Meng explained to Lin Xian, we can drive in, but the ground is very slippery and it's very slow. Also, it's not convenient to drive in. There are many demonic beasts. Although the car is sturdy, it's easy to be surrounded if we drive slowly. The car will be damaged and we'll have to get out of the car to fight. Chapter 63. Lin Xian nodded slightly. It was not that he had many questions, but he really did not know anything about these things. Lin Xian then said to Miao Xiaomiao, what? Is it not good for me to ask more questions if I don't know anything? It's a rare quality to not be ashamed of asking questions. Only weaklings keep asking questions, Meow Xiao Meow said as if she was being reasonable. Oh, you mean you're not weak? Of course. I'm stronger than you. Then you've never asked before. Lin Xian's question stumped Meow Xiao Meow. Of course she had asked before, and she would even ask now. But how could she admit it in front of Lin Xian? I asked before because I was weak before, but I'm not weak now. Lin Xian laughed. Then let's fight when we get back. I'll show you who's the weak one. No, no, no. Chu Meng quickly pulled Lin Xian aside and whispered, Sister Meow is a 9-star spirit focus cultivator. You can't beat her. However, to Chu Meng's surprise, Lin Xian was not surprised to hear that Meow Xiao Meow was a 9-star spirit focus cultivator. Anyone would be shocked to hear that she had reached this level at such a young age. Lin Xian was not shocked because he already knew it. His spiritual eye had already seen it. Don't, we've already agreed. Let's fight when we get back. Meow Xiao Meow looked as if she had gotten her way. Fight her? Did he think she was easy to bully because she was young? Since Lin Xian was pissed off, she would use this opportunity to beat him up. Who told him to peek at her sister Qianqian's breasts? Meow Xiao Meow, on the other hand, did not think that Lin Xian was that strong. If he was really that strong, why would he follow them to Deep Cold Valley? Besides, Lin Xian wasn't that old. Those who had reached the Xian body realm were generally around 25 years old. This was because most of them had reached a certain age before they truly went to the beast realm to kill. Therefore, Meow Xiao Meow was certain that Lin Xian was at most in the spirit condensation realm. She was at the spirit condensation realm, so even if she was at the spirit condensation realm, she might not be able to defeat him. Therefore, she couldn't lose. Alright, let's fight. Lin Xian said with a smirk. Everyone, but let's make things clear. When the time comes, don't say that I'm bullying the weak, Lin Xian added. Normally, he would be too lazy to bother with her, but this was an excellent opportunity to improve his relationship with Meow Xiao Meow. As for whether her favorability would increase or decrease, that would depend on Lin Xian's ability. Meow Xiao Meow was stunned. She didn't expect Lin Xian to agree so easily. He knew that she was at the spirit condensation realm, but he still agreed. What did that prove? It proved that he was confident. Therefore, he must also be at the spirit condensation realm. Or maybe Meow Xiao Meow thought that Lin Xian was looking down on her because she was too young to fight. She felt that the latter was more likely. I'm not going to say that. Meow Xiao Meow turned her head proudly. Then, Lin Xian moved closer to her and said, But we have to add a bet. What? Meow Xiao Meow looked at Lin Xian. Lin Xian said, If I win, you have to call me Big Brother 3 times. What if you lose? Then I'll call you Big Sister Meow like everyone else. You have to think about it. If you lose, you just have to call me Big Sister Meow 3 times. If I lose, I have to call you Big Sister Meow all the time, so you won't lose out. Okay. Meow Xiao Meow agreed without hesitation. Lin Xian laughed in his heart. No matter how proud she was, this girl was still a little girl. If he couldn't feel her pulse, then wouldn't Lin Xian be useless? When she agreed to the PK, she had already fallen for Lin Xian's trap. You guys. Big Brother Wang Ba shook his head but didn't say anything. Children, let them play. As they chatted, they walked into Deep Freeze Valley. They were now stepping on a layer of ice. As soon as they entered, Lin Xian felt an even more intense chill. With just one step, the temperature plummeted again. Why was it all ice? That was because the temperature was already below 0. Normal people wouldn't be able to withstand this temperature wearing only a sweater and a jacket. However, Lin Xian could because he was at the spirit condensation realm. Even if he stripped naked, he wouldn't have a problem. As soon as they walked in, they saw a valley with extremely high cliffs on both sides. After walking for about 100 meters, there were many forks in the road. Be careful. Just then, a few ice crystals shot towards them. Bang, bang. Wang Ba was very strong. He rushed forward and smashed the ice crystals with his fist. In front of them, two transparent white beasts jumped down from the ice beside them. They were about a meter long and looked like giant rats. However, they carried a bulge on their back like a camel. The bulge was like a transparent crystal. Ice crystal blue rats. Be careful of the ice crystals they shoot. Although their cultivation level isn't high, the ice crystals have extremely strong penetrative power. Even if there's a difference in cultivation level, if you don't defend yourself, you'll still be injured. Wang Ba said. Then, he stretched out his hand and a shining golden broadsword appeared in his hand. He rushed forward. Lin Xian used his spiritual eye to investigate. These two beasts were at the spirit condensation realm. This made him secretly speechless. They had just entered 100 meters and didn't even see any Qi building realm beasts. They were already at the spirit condensation realm. This deep freeze valley was not to be trifled with. Suddenly, Lin Xian's pupils shrank and he said, "Be careful. It's not just these two." Jiang Tianyu also noticed. What made him surprised was that he was at the arcane body realm. Why did Lin Xian notice it before him? Logically speaking, the higher one's cultivation level, the faster one would notice it. But why did Lin Xian notice it first? Lin Xian didn't think about this. He didn't know why the higher one's cultivation level, the faster one would notice it. That was because his spiritual force was higher, and a higher spiritual force corresponded to a stronger divine sense. Other than his physique being strengthened by the lightning spirit, Lin Xian's other attributes were similar to an ordinary person's. Of course, this was only what Lin Xian thought because he had checked Jiang Tianyu's spiritual force a long time ago. However, if he were to check Jiang Tianyu's spiritual force again, he would discover that his spiritual force of 395 was actually higher than Jiang Tianyu's, who was at the 3-star arcane body realm. It was almost the same as Wang Ba's, who was at the arcane body realm. Lin Xian had checked their attributes before. However, he only cared about their cultivation level and didn't pay attention to their attributes. Previously, he checked their spiritual power and found that they were about the same. But now, it was more or less the same. That was not right. This was a difference of 5 levels. There was even a gap of a whole realm. Why was it more or less the same? Lin Xian didn't know. He didn't even know about this. Maybe he would be even more shocked when he found out about this. The ice crystal blue rats were generally at Spirit Focus 1st star. They posed no threat to Lin Xian, but to Chu Meng and the rest, if they were hit by the ice crystal, they would have to pay the price of having their bodies penetrated. Chapter 64. Whoosh, Lin Xian and Jiang Tianyu took out their spiritual weapons at the same time. When Lin Xian's dragon rain sword appeared in his hand, Jiang Tianyu's face instantly darkened. Of course, he recognized the dragon rain sword and knew that it belonged to Xiao Runing. But now that it appeared in Lin Xian's hand, he was even more convinced that the two of them were lovers. Therefore, he must kill Lin Xian today. He must. Even if Xiao Runing was already a pair of broken shoes, it wouldn't be a loss for him to play with her for a few years before throwing her away. Whoosh whoosh whoosh, the figures of several people rushed up. This was Lin Xian's first time using a spiritual weapon to fight a monster. But he had already gotten used to it because he had already mastered using a sword in a virtual battle. Bang! The sword stabbed the ice crystal blue rat. But just as it was about to hit, the ice crystal blue rat released ice crystals to attack Lin Xian's dragon rain sword. Because of that, the sword missed. Cosmic Fist. Lin Xian then decisively increased his speed and punched the ice crystal blue rat's head. Tisk. Miao Xiao Miao, who had been paying attention to Lin Xian, made a tisk sound. Why did she make a tisk sound? Because she sensed that Lin Xian's punch only had the strength of a 5-star Spirit Focus Realm Warrior. She was a 9-star Spirit Focus Realm Warrior. Only a 5-star Spirit Focus Realm Warrior would dare to PK with her? Wasn't that seeking death? When Lin Xian heard that sound, his lips curled up slightly. Who didn't know how to pretend to be a pig to eat a tiger? Of course, he wanted to make Miao Xiao Miao lower her guard, so he didn't use his full strength. Otherwise, What if she returned and didn't want to PK? But even so, a punch to the head, coupled with a martial skill, killed the ice crystal blue rat instantly. Ding! You killed the ice crystal blue rat. Experience plus 900. The experience wasn't much, but it was almost equivalent to an experience fruit. Everyone, pay attention. Don't attack the crystal on the back of the ice crystal blue rat. If you attack, the crystal will explode and ice crystals will shoot everywhere. It's very dangerous. Meow Xiao Meow then shouted to everyone. All right. Lin Xian knew this as well. He had fought in a virtual battle before, and he had also suffered from this. Therefore, Lin Xian deliberately did not attack the crystal on the back of the crystallized blue rat. Soon, the group of ice crystal blue rats were taken care of. Lin Xian had killed 3 monsters. It wasn't a lot, but it showed that he had put in a lot of effort. After all, he still needed to level up. However, Lin Xian discovered a huge weakness, and that was that he still didn't have any sword moves. Using a sword was naturally more lethal, and the attack range was even further. But how should he put it? Lin Xian knew swordsmanship. He had learned it on Earth, but he was not proficient in it. Therefore, if he used a sword and did not have any sword moves, he would not be strong. In some ways, it was even worse than abandoning the spirit tool. However, if he had a sword technique, Lin Xian's lethality would at least double if he used a sword in battle. Maybe more than that. Everyone was like that. Using a sword, using a weapon, the most important thing was to match it with a martial technique. Wang Ba and the others took out beautiful blue crystal-like objects from the ice crystal blue rats and put them in their backpacks. This is... Lin Xian asked curiously. Zhang Tianyu replied to Lin Xian, ice crystal. It's something unique to the ice crystal blue rats. It's similar to a crystal, and it contains a small amount of ice energy. It can be sold for a bit of money. I see. Thank you, Brother Tianyu. Zhang Tianyu nodded slightly and did not say anything else. He tried his best to show that he had a good relationship with Lin Xian. This way, if Lin Xian died here, no one would suspect their relationship. They relied on this to make a living. If they could sell it for money, why wouldn't they? After dealing with this, the group continued to walk deeper into the forest. Lin Xian shamelessly stuck to Meow Xiao Meow's side. Xiao Meow, do you watch cartoons? Happy Wolf and Ash Sheep. I recommend one to you. Wolf is not bad either. Lin Xian said to her. Are you a little brat? Meow Xiao Meow looked up at Lin Xian and said coldly. Lin Xian was speechless. F***ck. This little brat. I'm not a little brat, but you are. Lin Xian said straightforwardly. Just you wait. If you say another word, I'll beat you up more when we PK. Meow Xiao Meow hated Lin Xian. Lin Xian shrugged nonchalantly. Are you going to watch it or not? I stopped watching this kind of thing 4 years ago. Childish. Meow Xiao Meow said. Lin Xian was speechless. Chu Meng laughed. Lin Xian, don't look at our sister Meow like she's a child. She's a psycho. She may be young, but her IQ is above 200. She's proficient in all sorts of things that even geniuses in their 20s and 30s can't analyze. You can't compare to her. Lin Xian was indeed very surprised. This little brat was really not simple. Sigh. Lin Xian sighed. Why are you sighing? Meow Xiao Meow glared at Lin Xian. Lin Xian said, I'm sighing because you should be sitting at home on the sofa, eating snacks and watching cartoons. But you're missing out on the most beautiful things you should be doing. Don't you think it's a pity? Meow Xiao Meow snorted. That's something that only stupid normal humans like you would do. Lin Xian touched the tip of his nose. Oh my God. He was able to face a woman like Xiao Runing with ease, but now he had encountered a little girl that he couldn't even refute a single word of her treatment. What the hell was this? Was she saying that she was harder to deal with than Xiao Runing? Of course not. After thinking about it, Lin Xian felt that the reason was because he felt guilty because she was a little brat, so he couldn't go all out on her. and they were all surrounded by her people. Humph. Seeing that Lin Xian didn't say anything, Miao Xiao Miao snorted proudly. Ding. Miao Xiao Miao's favorability towards you +1. Lin Xian. What the hell? Increase favorability? Lin Xian was stunned. She increased favorability towards him when he was beaten. Thinking about it, it was probably because she was happy to see him beaten. Naturally, she would be happier and her favorability would increase. But to use this method to make her happy and earn favorability? That wouldn't be Lin Xian. Let her be smug for a while. Wait until we get back, I'll take her down. So be it. 30 minutes passed. An hour passed. They had already traveled quite a distance. Miao Xiao Miao's main job wasn't to fight, but to scan. This device could scan a distance of 3,000 meters. It was also a guarantee of everyone's safety. If the scan detected a threat, then they would hesitate whether to continue forward. In this hour, they encountered no less than 50 monsters. But generally speaking, they weren't strong. The strongest one was a 7-star Spirit Focus Realm monster, but it was killed by Wang Ba in 2 moves. After all, he was a 4-star Arcane Body Realm Cultivator. Chapter 65. Awkwardly, Lin Xian wanted to kill monsters too. He wanted to kill powerful beasts too. That way, he would gain a lot of experience points. However, he did not have the opportunity to do so. He could not possibly steal monsters from them, right? He would be scolded to death if he did so. Forget it. I came here for the deep freeze spirit crystals, not to farm. It's fine if I don't kill as many monsters as I can. Lin Xian muttered to himself. There's still 1,000 meters before the deep freeze valley, Miao Xiao Miao said after looking at the computer screen. So soon. I remember when we came here 3 months ago, it took us at least 2 hours to reach the deep freeze valley. Wang Ba was puzzled. Zhang Tianyu said, I've never been here before so I'm not too sure. Miao Xiao Miao said, that's what you don't know. I'm just telling you to watch the news and understand more. Fighting is not just about brute force. Lin Xian agreed with Miao Xiao Miao's words. Miao Xiao Miao continued, the depth of Deep Cold Valley is not determined by distance, but by temperature. Generally speaking, Deep Cold Valley can be divided into 3 regions. The outer region is where we are now. The Deep Cold Valley is where we need to go. The last region is also the most dangerous. It's called the Extreme Cold Valley. It's difficult for us to enter with our abilities. The 3 regions are divided by temperature, but at the same time, temperature represents danger. Lin Xian pondered for a moment before agreeing. It means that the 3 zones have different degrees of coldness. We might be able to withstand the cold of the Deep Freeze Valley but not the Deep Freeze Valley. At the same time, due to the different degrees of coldness, the beasts in the 3 zones are very different. The beasts that can live in the Deep Freeze Valley are very strong, but the beasts that can live in the Deep Freeze Valley are even stronger. Therefore, not only do we have to withstand the temperature, but the beasts are also very strong. Is that right? Miao Xiao Miao nodded and glanced at Lin Xian. I didn't expect you to be so smart. Of course, my IQ is 290. Keep bragging. Miao Xiao Miao then ignored Lin Xian and continued. During this period of time, the area of the extreme cold zone and the deep cold zone is gradually increasing, while the area of the outer zone we are in is decreasing. This will cause us to enter the deep cold zone earlier and encounter stronger demonic beasts earlier. Increase in size? Why? Everyone was surprised. Miao Xiao Miao kept typing on the computer and then turned it around to show everyone. There were 2 comparison images on the screen. This is the comparison map of Deep Cold Valley from a year ago and now. The lightest color is the outer zone, and the darkest blue is the extreme cold region. In a year, the deep cold region and the extreme cold region have increased by 20%. Perhaps in 2 years, the entire Deep Cold Valley will no longer have an outer zone. The lowest temperature will be the deep cold region, and the Deep Cold Valley might even expand again. The hill where we parked our car might be covered in snow by then. As for the reason, I think it should be because some kind of spiritual treasure here is constantly releasing cold energy, which will gradually increase the area of the cold zone. Hearing Miao Xiaomiao's words, Lin Xian frowned slightly. If that was the case, then there was a possibility that the spiritual treasure could continue to improve, and its grade could be very exaggerated. The deep cold valley was currently more than 5 square kilometers. How big was 5 square kilometers? Some of the smaller counties were only 20 to 30 square kilometers in size. If a spiritual treasure could turn such a large area into a region of ice and snow, and it was even spreading, it was enough to show how terrifying its power was. It was normal for martial artists not to be able to obtain such a strong power. Forget about not being able to obtain it, they did not even know what it was. Someone suggested that they might be able to find it if they dug up the deep cold valley. Perhaps the spiritual treasure was inside one of the mountains in the deep cold valley, but this suggestion was rejected. Because it was too dangerous. This place was equivalent to the habitat of some ice-type demonic beasts. It was impossible to carry out a project in the territory of other demonic beasts. That would be suicide. That's difficult. We were originally going to the end of the deep cold valley. Now that the deep cold valley has expanded, we'll have to stay in there for a longer time. Wang Ba frowned. Miao Xiaomiao said, "It's still manageable. I'll keep an eye on the map. If there's any danger, we can retreat in time. After all, there's a 3-kilometer detection range. Currently, there's nothing we can't handle within 2 kilometers of the deep cold valley. There are 33 living beings within 2 kilometers of us. Wait, that's 32. Why did it decrease? Are they dead? Are the demonic beasts fighting and killing each other?" Lin Xian leaned over to take a look. Miao Xiaomiao frowned like an adult and said, "Based on my understanding of the deep cold valley, there are very few battles between demonic beasts here. They're here because they're living in their own area. There's another possibility, which is that there are other martial artists in front of us. That's good. They're basically helping us clear the danger." Zhang Tianyu said. "No." Miao Xiaomiao looked ahead and said, "They might have the same goal as us. If that's the case, what should we do?" She looked at everyone and asked. Wang Ba waved his broadsword and said, "It's simple. If we can beat them, then we'll see who has the ability to get it first. If we get it first, then they won't dare to fight with us. If we can't beat them, then we can only give up. In a place like this, even if you all died, as long as the news wasn't leaked, no one would know how you died. Was it killed by a demonic beast or by someone else? Even if you died by someone else's hand, who killed you? No one would know. This was also why martial artists were afraid of the demonic beast territory. There were no laws here. No one could restrict martial artists. Everyone was free outside. If you killed someone, no one would know. Therefore, killing and robbing was a common thing. Yes, we can only go ahead and take a look. Uncle Ba is a 4 stars arcane body realm cultivator. Brother Chanyu is a 3 stars arcane body realm cultivator, and I'm a 9 stars arcane body realm cultivator. This lineup isn't weak. We can go in and take a look. I'm just worried about what if they're from the Evil Fiend Hall? The Evil Fiend Hall was a human organization. Killing martial artists could also increase the divine subsystem's experience. This organization was born to kill. They often appeared in the demonic beast territory to hunt human martial artists who went out to hunt. Of course, they would also hunt demonic beasts. The scariest thing in the demonic beast territory was to meet this group of people. The key was that you didn't even know if the person in front of you was a normal martial artist or a member of the Evil Fiend Hall. Chapter 66. Then, all of them carefully walked forward. If they were really from the Evil Fiend Hall, then they would be in great danger. It was not easy to meet people from the Evil Fiend Hall outside, especially when they were already more than 20 kilometers away. The members of the Evil Fiend Hall were everywhere. Perhaps the people they often saw around them were members of the Evil Fiend Hall because it was impossible to determine if they were from the Evil Fiend Hall or not. Because there was a group of people in front of them and they were not far from them, they did not encounter many beasts along the way. They only encountered beasts that appeared after they passed by. They had cleared all the beasts from before. Perhaps after an hour, this place would be full of beasts again. Speaking of which, why did you guys come to Deep Cold Valley? Lin Xian asked. Wang Ba answered, in the depths of Deep Cold Valley, which is also the Deep Cold region, there is a mine. This mine was penetrated by a mercenary group 3 years ago because they found something extremely cold underground. They brought back some of it, and that was the first time they found this material. We called it the ice source, but after we obtained it, we found that it only contained the power of extreme cold. However, we could not find any use for it, so no one came back to look for it until now. After a pause, Wang Ba continued, yesterday, a mysterious person in Tianhua City issued a mission to find the ice source. The reward for the mission was very high, so we took the mission. However, before that, a few other mercenary groups accepted the mission. The person who issued the mission said that he would buy it no matter how much there was. We don't know how many ice source there are in the mine, so we are quite worried that others will beat us to it. This is also why I think there is a 99% chance that the people in front of us are other mercenary groups. So that's how it is. Miao Xiaomiao nodded slightly and said to everyone, people who come to Deep Cold Valley basically do 2 things. The first is to look for treasures, such as turning this place into the treasures of Deep Cold Valley. The second is to enter the depths, or even the extremely cold regions, to look for unique crystals. This is also the first reason. There are almost no warriors who come here to farm. After a pause, Miao Xiaomiao continued. Then there's a third possibility. It's a mercenary group that has accepted the same mission as us. Therefore, there's a 99% chance that it's the latter. But what I want to say is that other than demonic beasts, the most important thing to worry about is the evil fiend temple. Therefore, we can't let our guard down. We will definitely meet them. When that time comes, I hope that everyone will be vigilant and pay attention to their every move. Even the strange look in their eyes might be proof that they are from the evil fiend temple. As long as we are vigilant, we won't be afraid under normal circumstances as long as the other party doesn't succeed in their sneak attack. All right. After that, they walked towards the deep cold region. 5 minutes later, the deep cold region was 50 meters ahead. According to the device, the group of people had already entered the deep cold region. There were many demonic beast corpses on the ground. Mysterious crystal beast. This mysterious crystal beast probably has the strength of a 4-star arcane body realm cultivator. They might be stronger than us. Wang Ba frowned when he saw the corpse of a demonic beast. Zhang Tianyu snorted. It's only a 4-star arcane body realm cultivator. I'm a 3-star arcane body realm cultivator. They might have been injured after killing this mysterious crystal beast. Wang Ba pondered for a moment. That's possible. But we still have to be careful. Everyone, let's move forward. This was their style. Almost every mercenary group was like this. After all, their job was too dangerous. The rewards might be high, but if they weren't careful, they would lose their lives. After entering the deep cold region, Miao Xiaomiao glanced at Lin Xian and asked, "Aren't you cold?" Because they all wore thicker clothes, but Lin Xian didn't. "I'm not cold," Lin Xian said straightforwardly. It was a bit cold, but it didn't matter. But the extreme cold region might be a bit unbearable. TCH, keep pretending. Miao Xiaomiao didn't believe him. But looking at Lin Xian, he really didn't seem to be cold. Could it be that his cultivation wasn't low? Because the deep cold region should be able to withstand at least a 5-star spirit condensation realm cultivator. He seemed to be a 5-star spirit condensation realm cultivator. Wang Ba and Zhang Tianyu didn't wear thick clothes because they didn't need them. If they wore them, it would affect their movements. Xiaomiao, were you just worried about me? Lin Xian smiled at Miao Xiaomiao, who was acting like a little adult. TCH, don't think too much. I was just worried that you would be a burden to us if you froze here. Miao Xiaomiao wasn't polite at all. Then if something really happened to me, would you carry me out? Miao Xiaomiao said fiercely. I'll bury you in ice. 1,000 years later, you'll still be fresh. Lin Xian. Ding. Miao Xiao Miao's favorability towards you +5. Seeing the favorability increase again, Lin Xian couldn't help but laugh in his heart. She was a little girl after all. She would feel proud and happy when he didn't insult her. Under such circumstances, it was normal for her to have a favorable impression of him. Lin Xian shrugged. Even though he wasn't happy, it wasn't a loss to increase her favorability. He would try to get it to a positive number as soon as possible. Please help me look for the deep cold spirit crystal. Lin Xian said to everyone. Zhang Qianyu said, don't think about it here. The deep cold spirit crystal has a lot of uses. Finding it in the deep cold region depends on luck. It's easy to find it in the extreme cold region. Zhang Qianyu started to tempt Lin Xian. He wanted to trick him into going to the extreme cold region. He didn't believe that Lin Xian could survive in the extreme cold region. The extreme cold region. Then I'll have to think about it. Let's test the temperature first. Xiao runing meant that he just had to go to the deep cold region to look for it. It would be good if he found it. If he couldn't find it, there was no need to force it. However, he shouldn't enter the extreme cold region. Lin Xian would definitely weigh his own abilities. He didn't have any life-saving methods. If he died, then he died. He didn't want to die. We'll help you look for it. Wang Ba said. Thank you, Brother Ba. But you have to pay, Miao Xiao Miao added. Can I give myself to you? Lin Xian looked at Miao Xiao Miao. Sure, I'll chop you up and sell you to you. Lin Xian. Ding. Miao Xiao Miao's favorability towards you +3. Seeing Lin Xian's defeated expression, Miao Xiao Miao suddenly felt very happy. Lin Xian let out a long sigh. Oh my God. Was this still him? In the past, it was always him who teased girls and made them suffer. Now that he met a little lowly, it was the other way around. Just wait, he was going to make Miao Xiao Miao pay him back double. Chapter 67. Lin Xian's group quickly caught up with the people in front of them. They had just finished off a group of beasts and turned to look at Lin Xian's group. There were 8 people in total. Including Lin Xian's group, there were 8 of them. Have you seen them before? Miao Xiao Miao whispered to the people beside her. No, I don't know them. But it's normal that we don't know them, Chu Meng replied. Lin Xian said, since we don't know them, let's be careful. Miao Xiao Miao glanced at Lin Xian and said, let's go. The people in front of them stopped as if they were waiting for them to come closer. This made them feel even more stressed. I didn't expect to meet human warriors in deep cold valley. Nice to meet you. Wang Ba cupped his fists at them as the big brother. Lin Xian deliberately glanced at the 8 of them. There were 2 women and 6 men. Unlike them, these people were all estimated to be above 27 or 28 years old. Wang Ba was the only one in the Gale mercenary group who was slightly older. But there was nothing special about that. Nice to meet you. A burly man in his mid-30s cupped his fists at Wang Ba. Wang Ba took out the Gale mercenary group's badge and showed it to them. We're the Gale mercenary group from Tianhua City. I'm the vice leader, Wang Ba. May I know which mercenary group you're from? Wang Ba asked. He was already trying to get information out of them. The few people behind them were also cautiously sizing them up. The burly man said, Zhao Dezhu, leader of the bloodthirsty mercenary group. Nice to meet you. He took out a mercenary group's badge. Seeing this, everyone heaved a sigh of relief. The fact that they took out a mercenary group's badge proved that they were not members of the Evil Fiend Temple. But they could not rule out the possibility that members of the Evil Fiend Temple had registered a mercenary group. But the chances of that were so small that it was almost negligible. Why have you come to Deep Cold Valley? Zhao Dezhu laughed heartily. I'm afraid we're here for the same reason. Oh. Is it also for the ice source body? That's right. Since we've all come here through untold hardships, I don't want to fight over the ice source body. Let's split the ice source body 50-50. What do you all think? Wang Ba nodded. If that's what you mean, then that's great. Under normal circumstances, two mercenary groups would fight over a mission. Situations like this were rare, but since there was more than one ice source core, and they wanted to reduce casualties, it was normal for them to be friendly with each other. Then, everyone walked forward together. After a while, a rhinoceros that was more than 5 meters long lay in the middle of the road. Sensing their presence, it stood up and breathed out hot air from its nostrils. With a stomp of its feet, ice crystals quickly rose from the ground and spread towards the group. Whoosh! Everyone quickly dodged. A 3-star Arcane Body Realm Glacial Armor Rhinoceros. Brother Ba, we have already killed our way here and we have more or less suffered some injuries. How about we leave this 3-star Glacial Armor Rhinoceros to you? Zhao Dezhu looked at Wang Ba and said, That's exactly what I was thinking. Thank you, Brother Zhao, for helping me. I alone am enough. Whoosh! Then, Wang Ba took out his spirit weapon saber and rushed forward like a whirlwind. Then, an intense battle could be heard ahead. Something's not right. Lin Xian frowned. He felt that something was wrong. Logically speaking, no one would be willing to give up a demonic beast, let alone a 3-star arcane body realm glacial armor rhinoceros. To them, it was a treasure. It represented a large amount of experience points. Normally, they would fight to the death for this glacial armor rhinoceros, but Zhao Dezhu and the others actually gave it up. From the beginning, they had been too friendly, so friendly that something was wrong. Of course, they were injured, so it was normal that they didn't want to fight. However, the 8 of them together could easily kill the glacial armor rhinoceros. It would be better for the experience points to fall on one of them than to fall on others, right? But they didn't have such a choice. Or did they think that they wouldn't be able to win against the Wind mercenary group because they were injured? Perhaps this was a possibility. Chu Meng and the others were relatively naive. They even forgot to pay attention to the bloodthirsty mercenary group. Lin Xian glanced at Zhang Tianyu again. Lin Xian saw that Zhang Tianyu was staring at him just now. When he looked at Zhang Tianyu quickly looked away. Then, Lin Xian looked at Miao Xiaomiao. Her pretty eyebrows were slightly furrowed. It was very small, but it was enough to see that she was also suspicious of something. The battle in front of them was getting more and more intense. At this moment, Wang Ba leaped up and raised his broadsword. It should be a martial skill that was not weak. He slashed towards the ice armor rhinoceros. The terrifying power made them, who were not far away, feel a chill. At this moment, a silver needle suddenly appeared in the palm of a woman beside Zhao Dezhu. The silver needle flew through the air with a whoosh. It was too fast. Although Lin Xian was paying attention to them, Zhao Dezhu happened to block half of the woman's body. Lin Xian couldn't see her move immediately. Wang Ba attacked with all his strength and leaped into the air. This was the moment when he was least prepared. They made their move. Careful! Lin Xian and Miao Xiaomiao shouted in unison. But it was too late. The silver needle sank into Wang Ba's back. He spat out a mouthful of blood. Then, Zhao Dezhu rushed up and killed the glacial armor rhinoceros. The remaining 7 people instantly surrounded Lin Xian and the others. Wang Xian, Chu Meng, and Zhang Bin didn't even have time to react. They didn't understand what was going on. Then, they saw Wang Ba lying on the ground, injured. They were surrounded. Damn it! I was too careless. Miao Xiaomiao gritted her teeth and glared at them. Lin Xian was also annoyed. He was too careless. This shouldn't have happened. Ha ha ha! The woman who attacked Wang Ba let out a shrill laugh. It was disgusting. Who are you people? Miao Xiaomiao stared at them. Everyone's aura surged. But when they felt the aura of the 7 people around them, they fell into despair. 5 Arcane Body Realm 1 star, 2 Arcane Body Realm 2 stars, and the strongest was Zhao Dezhu. He was at Arcane Body Realm 4 stars, the same as Wang Ba. But now, Wang Ba had almost lost his ability to fight. The rest were all arcane body realm cultivators. How were they going to fight? Ha ha ha. Zhao Dezhu kicked the unconscious Wang Ba to the side. Then he laughed and walked over. As he walked, he took out the bloodthirsty mercenary group's emblem and crushed it into powder. They are not the bloodthirsty mercenary group. Chapter 68. No mercenary group would crush their emblem so casually. This was because the emblem contained a lot of information. If it was crushed or destroyed, it meant that the mercenary group no longer existed. They would have to register and start all over again. Therefore, they were definitely not the bloodthirsty mercenary group. Of course we're not the bloodthirsty mercenary group. Zhao Dezhu sneered as he walked over. So you guys have been hiding and pretending to be the bloodthirsty mercenary group just to ambush us. I should have known. You guys are from the evil shrine. Miao Xiaomiao pointed at him angrily. Oh. You can even tell that we're from the evil shrine. You're not simple. The seductive woman licked her lips and looked at Miao Xiaomiao. She should have known. Lin Xian was also a little annoyed. The two groups of people who did not know each other, the better they behaved towards their own side, the more abnormal it would be. I want to ask, did you guys also register as a mercenary group of the Bounty Hunter Guild? Lin Xian glanced at them and asked. No. We just happened to encounter the bloodthirsty mercenary group before you guys. We killed them and got some information from them. We also took their emblem. The seductive woman sneered. Lin Xian's eyes narrowed. So there was already a mercenary group that had been ambushed before them. The reason why they had to pretend was that Wang Ba's strength was the same as Zhao Dezhu's, who was the strongest among them. If they really fought, it was not certain who would win. Therefore, they plotted against Wang Ba and revealed their ugly faces. Zhao Dezhu isn't your name either, Lin Xian said coldly as he looked at the burly arcane body 4 stars man. You don't need to know. The burly man revealed a bloodthirsty smile. Since Miao Xiaomiao could detect them through the device, they naturally had the ability to detect them as well. After they killed the bloodthirsty mercenary group, they also detected the people behind them. Then, they planned to pretend to be the bloodthirsty mercenary group's members and wait for Lin Xian's group to take the bait. If they were stronger, the evil shrine members would not reveal any flaws and would not attack them. If they were weaker, they would naturally attack. Obviously, they had succeeded. Damn it! Miao Xiaomiao gritted her teeth. It was indeed easy to meet people from the Evil Fiend Shrine outside, but the Evil Fiend Shrine usually didn't move in groups of 8, so they weren't too afraid. But who would have thought that their luck would be so bad? It was one thing to encounter people from the Evil Fiend Hall, but there were really 8 of them. Brother Chanyu, you are a 3-star arcane body stage cultivator and the strongest among them is a 4-star cultivator. Miao Xiaomiao looked at Zhang Chanyu. Right now, Zhang Chanyu was their only hope. Wang Ba was severely injured and could no longer fight. The other 7 people from the Evil Fiend Hall were all at the arcane body stage 1 or 2 stars. Miao Xiaomiao could try her best to hold off 1 or 2 of them for a while. If Zhang Chanyu performed exceptionally and defeated the 4 stars arcane body stage 4 stars, Zhang Chanyu would be able to kill the remaining arcane body stage 4 stars easily. They might be able to get out alive. At this moment, Zhang Chanyu's lips curled up. Under everyone's gazes, he swaggered over to the Evil Fiend Hall members. Everyone's pupils shrank. What was going on? So, you are from the Evil Fiend Hall. Lin Xian came to his senses and stared at Zhang Chanyu with a dark expression. What? Everyone looked at Zhang Chanyu in shock and disbelief. You have been working with the Evil Fiend Hall to attack us from the very beginning, right? Lin Xian looked at him. Ha ha ha, Zhang Chanyu laughed and stared at Lin Xian with a dark expression. He said coldly, No. I didn't know that there were people from the Evil Fiend Hall here. I was just worrying about how to kill you. Ha ha ha, if you want to blame someone, blame it on your bad luck. You just happened to meet these people from the Evil Fiend Hall. Lin Xian, you are destined to die for snatching my woman. This was the scary thing about the Evil Fiend Hall. You never knew if the person beside you was from the Evil Fiend Hall. But he really was. Qianxiong, I will kill Lin Xian personally. You guys take care of the rest. Zhong Qianyu looked at the burly man and said, Ha ha ha, good. You guys, don't hurt this little lowly. I like this kind of thing. Zhong Tianxiong looked at Miao Xiaomiao and licked his lips. Got it, got it. Damn Lelicon. The seductive woman laughed. The swift-winged mercenaries were filled with despair. It was one thing to meet the people from the Evil Fiend Hall, but they didn't expect Zhong Qianyu to be from the Evil Fiend Hall. This time, they had no chance of survival. Go! Whoosh whoosh whoosh. Figures rushed toward them. Be careful. The battle was about to start. Lin Xian rushed toward a woman in front of him. When their fists collided, he quickly retreated and staggered dozens of steps before he could stop. This was the difference of a large realm. Chu Meng and the others were severely injured in an instant. Wind speech spell. Miao Xiaomiao released all her power and a terrifying wind force enveloped them, isolating them from the outside world. I am a wind type. I can block it for a while. You guys run as fast as you can. We can't all die here. Miao Xiaomiao said to Lin Xian and the others. Cough cough, Chu Meng, Wang Xian, and the others spat out a mouthful of blood. Then Chu Meng looked at Lin Xian and said, Lin Xian, Big Sister Miao, will hold them off. Big Sister Miao is a wind type and is very fast. She might be able to bring you out. When the wind dissipates, Big Sister Miao, you take Lin Xian and run. No. You guys run. Miao Xiaomiao gritted her teeth. Chu Meng laughed bitterly. Big Sister Miao, we're all injured. We can't run, but we can block them for a few seconds. You and Lin Xian run. As long as you get to the car, you'll be able to escape. Don't hesitate. Big Sister Miao, disperse the wind. Chu Meng and the others got up and released all their power, ready to fight to the death. Miao Xiaomiao's beautiful eyes reddened. Maybe I have a way. Lin Xian, who had been silent, suddenly spoke. Is there really a way? Miao Xiaomiao looked at Lin Xian, but she didn't believe it. In such a desperate situation, even if they had a way, they didn't have the ability to use it. Lin Xian took a deep breath. Their realms are too high. Especially one of them is a 4-star arcane body practitioner. Even if you're a wind-type practitioner, you won't be able to escape. Miao Xiaomiao also knew this. Chu Meng meant that there was a chance. After that, Lin Xian wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth that had flowed out from the collision of their fists and said, I'll do the rest. As for whether or not it'll work, I don't know. If it works, we'll be able to survive. If it doesn't, then we'll die together. Chapter 69. They were in despair now. The so-called solution was also a narrow escape. That was to use the death of others to block them for a few seconds while Miao Xiaomiao used the wind element to escape. She might be able to escape, but it was still almost impossible. But Lin Xian said he had a way. Do you really have a way? Lin Xian didn't know if he could do it. He was also in despair, but this should be their last resort. If we die together, I'll accompany you on the road to the underworld. Will you be happy? Bastard! How can you say something like this at a time like this? Miao Xiaomiao was so anxious that tears fell. Lin Xian shrugged. Then his eyes focused and he said, There's not much spiritual energy left. Let's disperse the hurricane. Lin Xian said to Miao Xiaomiao. If the hurricane didn't disperse, they could still live for a few more seconds. If it dispersed, it meant that everyone's only hope was on Lin Xian. Miao Xiaomiao hesitated for a moment. She thought about it. Even if she didn't disperse the energy, they would still die in a few seconds. Why not choose to place her last hope on Lin Xian? Although she still felt that there was no hope. The hurricane dissipated and Lin Xian released a wave of energy. You can't hold on anymore. Then go to hell. Zhang Tianxiong and the others sneered and released a powerful force to charge at them. Zhang Tianyu stabbed his sword at Lin Xian. Ding! Release the power of time. Choose the effect of time attribute. Time stop. Ding! Choose effect strength. Consume all spiritual energy. Ding! Choose effect target. Ding! Effect target selected. Time attribute released. Whoosh! Then a terrifying force suddenly dispersed from Lin Xian's body. The attacks that were about to hit them, and even their figures and movements, all stopped in place. Miao Xiao Miao and the others were already waiting for death. But suddenly, they were stunned to find that the evil fiend temple people who were charging at them had stopped moving. It was as if time had stopped. Lin Xian's spiritual energy was depleted. He half knelt on the ground and hurriedly shouted, "What are you doing? Let's kill them now." Oh. Everyone came back to their senses and rushed towards the enemies with spirit weapons in hand. Their weapons were raised and their opponents were stopped in time. They were like lambs waiting to be slaughtered. Even if their cultivation levels were high, they could still easily kill them. Lin Xian took a deep breath and stood up. Holding the dragon rain sword in his hand, he stared at Zhang Tianyu with a sharp glint in his eyes. Shua, with a flash of sword light, Zhang Tianyu was beheaded. Ding! Killed a 3-star Mystic Body Realm martial artist. Experience plus 22,000. Who? Lin Xian collapsed to the ground. In just a few seconds, everyone had killed all of them. This was the terrifying aspect of the time attribute. If he could stop time directly, his opponent wouldn't be able to move at all. However, if he could move, how could his opponent fight him? In the beginning, Lin Xian was worried that with his current strength, he might not be able to completely freeze his opponent's time by releasing the time attribute. If he could, they could live. If he couldn't, they had to die. Fate was on their side. Lin Xian did it with his full strength. Even Zhang Tianxiong, who was a 4-star Mystic Body Realm martial artist, would probably be stopped for 4 to 5 seconds by Lin Xian, who was a 10-star Spirit Focus Realm martial artist. However, it was enough for them to kill everyone. This one and only chance saved himself and everyone else's lives. Lin Xian didn't feel like he lost anything. Besides, after killing Zhang Tianyu, he was about to enter the Mystic Body Realm. Of course, if Lin Xian was lucky enough to permanently activate the time attribute in the future, he wouldn't be able to completely control his opponent. Time and space were the most difficult attributes to control. Even if you were a genius and had the time attribute, even if you cultivated for 10 years, you might not be able to completely stop time for someone in the same realm as you for a few seconds, let alone someone in a higher realm. It was strong, but there was no one who could truly control these two attributes. Lin Xian was only able to use the time attribute because of the system's special effects. After surviving a disaster, everyone felt that it was unreal. Chu Meng, if there's nothing else, hurry up and treat Uncle Ba. Miao Xiao Miao said to Chu Meng. Chu Meng had the wood attribute, so he had the ability to heal. Okay. Before he could thank Lin Xian, Chu Meng quickly ran to Wang Ba. Miao Xiao Miao looked at Lin Xian and hesitated for a few seconds before asking, "Is this the time attribute?" "Your attribute is the time attribute." Lin Xian took a deep breath and stood up from the ground. He shook his head. "No, if I had the time attribute, I would have done it already. It's just a spiritual weapon, a one-time use item. I don't know how effective it is, but it obviously saved our lives." Miao Xiao Miao didn't care if she believed it or not. Since Lin Xian said so, she took it as if it was true. "Thank you for saving us." Miao Xiao Miao bowed to Lin Xian. "Lin Xian, thank you." Zhang Bin, Wang Xian, Li Zhigao, and the others all said gratefully. They weren't just exchanging pleasantries. If it wasn't for Lin Xian, all of them would have died here. But now, they were only injured. They were really thankful that they didn't die. They were thankful that before they came here, there was an unfamiliar person called Lin Xian who joined them. If it wasn't for him, they would have been separated by life and death. Ding! Meow Xiao Meow's favorability towards you plus 30. Current favorability 25. Friendly. Lin Xian. Thinking about it, it was normal for favorability to increase by so much after saving their lives. I'm sorry for what happened before. I looked down on you at first, but thank you very much. Meow Xiao Meow said again. Thinking back to her attitude towards Lin Xian, she felt a little guilty. He didn't blame her and even saved them all. Lin Xian waved his hand. It's okay, I was also saving myself. Ding. Meow Xiao Meow's favorability towards you plus 5. Really, I can't repay you for saving my life. If you need any help in the future, I, Zhang Bin, will definitely repay you with my life. Zhang Bin said gratefully. Me too. Lin Xian smiled. Don't be so polite. Everyone, recover first. Meow Xiao Meow nodded. You guys rest for a while. I'll protect you. Then Lin Xian and Meow Xiao Meow went to Wang Ba's side. Wang Ba had also woken up. How is it? Lin Xian asked. Chu Meng said, the silver needles were taken out. The injury is quite serious, but it's not life-threatening. Wang Ba had just fainted, so he didn't know what had happened. But Chu Meng had told him when he was treating him. Then Wang Ba covered his wound and stood up to bow to Lin Xian. I can't thank you enough. In the future, I, Wang Ba, know, everyone in the Gale mercenary group will repay you with their lives. Lin Xian scratched his head. Don't, just call me Lin Xian. Don't be so polite. This made Lin Xian a little embarrassed. But he really liked everyone in the Gale mercenary group. They were all sincere, except for Jiang Tianyu. Chapter 70. While everyone was resting, Lin Xian and Meow Xiao Meow were chatting on the side. I felt your strength just now. You should be at 9 or 10 stars of the spirit focus realm, right? Meow Xiao Meow glanced at Lin Xian. Lin Xian just punched that girl. He couldn't have held back at that moment, right? He even exchanged that punch for double his strength. But he still couldn't beat her. After all, that girl was at 2 stars of the arcane body realm, while Lin Xian was at 10 stars of the spirit focus realm. Although it was only a difference of 2 levels, it was a difference of a whole realm. This difference was simply too big. Under normal circumstances, if Lin Xian exchanged for double his strength, an opponent 2 stars higher than him might not be able to beat him in terms of strength. But this difference was just too big. Lin Xian shrugged and said nonchalantly, yeah, so are you still going to PK with me? Meow Xiao Meow snorted and said, I'm not someone who goes back on her words. So what if you're at 10 stars of the spirit focus realm? Because I just advanced to 10 stars. I can easily beat 10 stars even though I'm at 9 stars, let alone 10 stars. Lin Xian, this Meow Xiao Meow was quite strong. Many people could easily beat 10 stars from 9 stars. The difference of 1 level wasn't that big. If the former was stronger, then they could make up for the difference of 1 level. But they had to be strong. Meow Xiao Meow, at 14 years old, was able to reach such a level. He really didn't know what her peers were doing. Were they training like crazy every day? Okay, don't forget our bet. Lin Xian knew that Meow Xiao Meow was of the wind element. The wind element was considered a strong element. It had attack, agility, and area of effect abilities. It was a rare element and was on the same level as the lightning element. But the lightning element mainly attacked, while the wind element was more versatile. Don't worry, I was worried that you'd go back on your words. But you can't use the time element to fight me. Otherwise, it'll be too unfair. Lin Xian, I already told you. My time stop is from a spiritual weapon. It's not my element. I'm of the lightning element. Meow Xiao Meow said this because she subconsciously thought that Lin Xian wasn't using the time spiritual weapon, but his element. She was very smart. She could have asked him to take out the spirit tools that he had used up and take a look. However, she didn't ask because she knew that it would make them feel awkward. Oh right, I forgot. Meow Xiao Meow said, you're of the lightning element? Why haven't I seen you use it before? Yes. Lin Xian then opened his hand and a bolt of lightning flashed in his palm. If it really is lightning attribute, then don't blame me for bullying you when the time comes. You use bullying me? Ding. Successfully taunted Miao Xiao Miao. Scumbag points plus 20,000. Miao Xiao Miao gritted her teeth. If it was before, Lin Xian said this to her, she would definitely be angry. But Lin Xian saved them. Now, Miao Xiao Miao's attitude towards Lin Xian had changed greatly, so she wasn't angry. So, a person's impression of others was directly related to the same thing. The former's attitude towards several people was completely different. For example, if a girl liked a man named A and hated a man named B, and A accidentally touched her hand, the girl would be shy and her heart would race. Would she still think that he touched her hand on purpose? If B touched her hand, the girl would slap him. Bah! Hooligan! That's right, this was the difference in impression. Before, Lin Xian was B, but now, even if he didn't reach the level of A, it was still much better. I didn't think that someone from the Evil Fiend Hall would sneak into the Gale mercenaries. He almost killed everyone. Miao Xiao Miao gritted her teeth. Then, she thought of something and looked at Lin Xian, asking, "You know him too, right?" Lin Xian said, "You could say that, but I don't know him well. He's my girlfriend. He's a suitor of one of my female teachers. He's also her cousin. So, I pretended to be her boyfriend, and that's how I met him. Maybe that's why he hates me." Female teacher. Is that Sister Ning Ning? You know him too? Miao Xiao Miao nodded. Elder Sister Ning Ning used to stay in our Swift Wind mercenaries for a period of time. That Jiang Tianyu was also introduced by Elder Sister Ning Ning a few days ago. Elder Sister Ning Ning probably didn't expect her cousin to be from the Evil Fiend Temple. So, maybe we can send someone to investigate this Jiang family. Since he's from the Evil Fiend Hall, I don't believe that the entire Jiang family doesn't know. Lin Xian sneered. Yes, I'll tell Grandpa when I get back. Grandpa won't just sit around and wait for his death. Hearing Miao Xiao Miao's words, Lin Xian felt that Miao Xiao Miao's grandpa wasn't ordinary. Otherwise, she wouldn't say something like that. But he didn't ask. But Sister Ning Ning actually made you pretend to be her boyfriend. I don't know why Sister Ning Ning's taste is so bad now. Miao Xiao Miao suddenly said. Lin Xian, TCH, that's because your taste is bad. How is that possible? Then tell me, between you and Xiao Runing, who has better taste? Of course it's Sister Ning Ning. Lin Xian said honestly, that's right. Her taste is better than yours. She chose me, but your taste is worse than hers. So, you think she shouldn't have chosen me? In the end, it's your taste that's bad. Ding. Successfully taunted Miao Xiao Miao. Scumbag value plus 10,000. Humph. Miao Xiao Miao proudly turned her head to the side. After a while, Wang Ba and the others walked over. Lin Xian and Miao Xiao Miao quickly stood up. How are you? Lin Xian asked. Wang Ba said, my injuries are still okay. I'll be fine after a while. Miao Xiao Miao said, then let's go back. Go back? No, we're already here. The drilling site isn't far from here. If we go back now, wouldn't we be giving up halfway? We can't let these injuries fall on us for nothing. Wang Ba said. But your injuries? Chu Meng smiled and said, unless it's a monster stronger than Brother Ba. But that area should rarely appear. Arcane Body Realm 3 stars. 4 stars is the limit. Even if it's 4 stars, Brother Ba might be injured, but we won't panic if we work together. Also, we've healed a lot and the gene medicine has taken effect. We really can't go back now. Zhang Bin also said, that's right. Also, Brother Xian still needs to find the deep freeze spirit crystal. Everyone nodded. Miao Xiao Miao looked at Lin Xian. Lin Xian said, anything is fine. It doesn't matter if you want the deep freeze spirit crystals or not. Because Xiao Runing said not to force it. Okay. Then let's go. But safety first. This time, everyone should be prepared at all times. If we meet a strong monster, we'll retreat. Then everyone packed up and continued forward. Although Miao Xiao Miao was going crazy, she didn't forget what she was doing. She looked at the device and said, "Are there any strong demonic beasts?" Miao Xiao Miao shook her head. "We're very lucky. The computer doesn't show any arcane body stage demonic beasts." "Then there's no big problem. Let's go." 20 minutes later, they arrived at their destination. Along the way, they killed no less than 30 demonic beasts. One of them was a 2-star arcane body stage demonic beasts. Although Wang Ba was injured, he still managed to kill it with the help of Miao Xiao Miao's wind element. Lin Xian gained some experience from killing demonic beasts. It wouldn't take long for him to advance to the arcane body stage. "It's this ice cave." Miao Xiao Miao put down the computer and pointed ahead. Lin Xian also looked over. On the side of the road, there was a hole about 3 to 4 meters in diameter. However, the surface was covered by ice. "Is there an underground river below us?" Lin Xian asked. Wang Ba nodded. "That's right. There's an underground river below us. The ice source we're looking for is in the underground river. We can get it from the surface." Lin Xian thought for a moment and asked, "I want to ask if any of the martial artists who came here to find the treasure have gone down there before." "I know what you're guessing, but someone has already gone down there. It's just an underground river. It's about 20 meters underground. There's nothing special about it." "Then why is there an ice source floating on the surface of the water? Shouldn't there be something in the water that caused the ice source to be born?" Everyone looked at each other. What you said makes sense. Where did the ice origin body come from? This is something that no one has been able to explain since it was first discovered. No one has tried to find the source either. Wang Ba pondered. Miao Xiao Miao looked at Lin Xian and asked, "Lin Xian, are you thinking that the ice source was formed by the release of the power of the treasure that caused this place to become the deep cold valley?" "What Lin Xian? Call him Brother Xian." Miao Xiao Miao was speechless. Ding. Feeling the resentment from Mississippi scumbag value plus 50,000. Lin Xian chuckled in his heart. "Uncle Ba, can we stuff him down and seal the hole?" Miao Xiao Miao looked at Wang Ba and asked. Wang Ba smiled helplessly. Lin Xian shrugged and said, "You'll have to call me that sooner or later." That'll have to wait until you beat me." The two of them bickered as the crowd gathered around the hole. The hole was about 3 meters underground and there was a thick layer of ice. In other words, 3 meters under their feet was the underground river. Then, Miao Xiao Miao took out a metal box from her backpack and placed it on the ground. Lin Xian looked at it curiously. "Uncle Ba, break the hole." Wang Ba nodded and raised his right fist. A gust of golden energy gathered in his right fist and he punched the hole. A golden gust of wind blasted in. Boom! There was a loud noise from below and everyone felt the ground shake violently. Then, the thick layer of ice shattered. At this moment, they could hear the sound of water flowing from below. Lin Xian looked up and saw that the water was very clear. What was even more exaggerated was that there was a gust of cold air. The water was about to freeze again. Ka ka ka, Miao Xiao Miao's black box opened automatically, and a metal arm stretched out from it. Then, Miao Xiao Miao placed a large colander on the arm that was similar to dumplings. She dipped the colander into the water, and when it came out, it was filled with 2 fist-sized pieces of light blue ice elemental bodies. They were like jelly, elastic but very, very cold. What kind of advanced technology is this? Why hadn't he seen it before? Lin Xian roared in his heart. He felt so low. They didn't dare to touch the ice core because they knew how cold it was. They poured the ice core directly into a white metal bucket that Zhang Bin was carrying on his back. It seemed to be a high-tech metal bucket. They didn't stop until the bucket was full. Enough. These can be sold for a month's worth of our mission. Wang Ba looked at the bucket of ice cores with satisfaction. Chapter 72. They weren't greedy because this bucket was enough. They couldn't get much more. At first, they could get 2 pieces per scoop. If they were lucky, they could get 4 or 5 pieces. When the bucket was almost full, they could only get 1 piece per scoop. Therefore, they felt that it was enough. Let's sell this bucket and give half of the reward to Lin Xian, Wang Ba suggested. Okay. No one had any objections. However, Lin Xian shook his head. No need. I have no use for money. Besides, you guys rely on this to make a living. I don't need it. This is a token of our appreciation. Lin Xian, we don't know how to repay you for saving our lives. This is the only way to make us feel a little better, Wang Ba said. Li Zhigao nodded. Yes, we won't have to do missions for a month with this bucket. We are very satisfied. Therefore, you must accept our gratitude when the time comes. If there's anything we can do in the future, feel free to call us. That's right. The others nodded in agreement. Then, okay, I won't be pretentious with you guys. That's right. A few of them smiled. Ding. Miao Xiaomiao's favorability towards you +5. Lin Xian felt that it wasn't easy for her favorability to reach 35. He didn't care about the money. Lin Xian really didn't want it. Everyone in the Wind mercenary group had families to feed and they relied on this to make a living. Moreover, it was very dangerous. Therefore, Lin Xian didn't want it. However, if he didn't want it, they would always feel that he didn't want to interact with them. Therefore, Lin Xian wanted it. Not only would it not make them unhappy, but it would also make them feel better and happier. After all, these people treated everyone sincerely. They didn't have any ulterior motives. Everyone's good is the best. Therefore, this was why Lin Xian liked the Wind mercenary group more. Right, I hope that everyone won't tell anyone about what happened today. Miao Xiaomiao looked at everyone and said, Don't worry, my wife will be even more worried if I tell her. I won't tell her. Wang Ba laughed. Although she said that, everyone knew what Miao Xiaomiao was referring to. She was referring to Lin Xian's time attribute power. Regardless of whether it was a spiritual weapon or the fact that he had the time attribute, it was best not to let others know about it, because he did not want to. That's why they wouldn't say anything. But I'll tell Grandpa, because you saved my life too. Miao Xiaomiao looked at Lin Xian. Lin Xian shrugged. In any case, he trusted these people. There shouldn't be anyone like Zhang Tianyu here. Oh, by the way, Lin Xian still needs to find the Deep Frost Spirit Crystal. Miao Xiaomiao thought of this. Lin Xian shook his head and said, Forget it. Everyone is injured, so let's not look for them. Let's go back. Actually, Lin Xian wanted to stay behind and search for Gu Shijiu alone, but he really didn't know if that was a good idea. He had promised Lin Ye and Xiao Runing, so he chose to retreat. He also didn't forget to send a message to Lin Ye every hour. Our injuries aren't that big of a problem right now. This place is already quite deep. If we walk a bit deeper, we should be able to find the Deep Frost Spirit Crystal if we're lucky. If we don't find it before we reach the extreme cold area, then we'll leave, okay? Wang Ba said. Lin Xian thought for a bit and then nodded. Then thank you everyone. I already said that you don't need to be polite with us. The more polite you are, the more distant we feel. Lin Xian scratched his head and smiled. Okay, then I won't be polite. Let's go. I'll carry this. I'm basically not injured, but everyone is injured. Lin Xian looked at the bucket of ice source bodies. I'll do it. I'm not injured either. Miao Xiaomiao said. Go away, little girl. Lin Xian said to Miao Xiaomiao and took the initiative to carry the ice source body on his back. Ding. Miao Xiaomiao's favorability towards you +1. You're the little girl. Miao Xiaomiao glared at Lin Xian. Ah, you're still not convinced, little girl. Phew, Miao Xiaomiao took a deep breath and proudly turned her head away, ignoring Lin Xian. The few of them looked at each other and smiled. It was rare to see this side of Miao Xiaomiao. The few of them then continued to walk deeper into the area. Let's go this way. Miao Xiaomiao looked at the computer and pointed to a path on the side. Why go this way? Miao Xiaomiao said, this path has been scanned and there are the least traces of people entering. So the possibility of the deep frost spirit crystal is higher. I'll go. You can even find that. Humph, you think too little of technology. As long as there are traces within a year, we can find it. Miao Xiaomiao said. Amazing. Then, they turned around and walked in. There were many beasts along the way and they killed many of them. There were also some beasts that ran away when they saw people coming. This was a normal scene. After about 10 minutes, Miao Xiaomiao stopped. There's a deep frost reaction 30 meters ahead. It should be the deep frost spirit crystal. Then everyone looked over. There. Oh. There seems to be a lot of them. Wang Ba pointed to the front and said. Lin Xian also saw the deep frost spirit crystal. At a height of about 10 meters, there were a few dark blue crystals that were particularly eye-catching. It's probably a newly formed deep frost spirit crystal. This place is already very eye-catching. If it existed long ago, it would have been taken by others. Wang Ba said. Lin Xian looked. There were about 10 of them. There were also 2 beasts beside them. The beasts probably liked the deep frost spirit crystal even more because of the deep frost spirit crystal's continuous cold and spiritual energy. I'll go and kill the beasts first, Lin Xian said and rushed forward. Hey, be careful, Wang Ba shouted. Miao Xiaomiao said, don't worry. He should be able to defeat 2 8-star spirit focus realm beasts. He doesn't use a sword. Seeing Lin Xian rushing forward with his bare hands, everyone looked at each other. Logically speaking, using a sword and spiritual weapon would be stronger. But in the next second, they understood why Lin Xian didn't use a sword. It was because he didn't need it. 5 Thunder Celestial Phenomenon. 5 Thunder Celestial Phenomenon. Grade. Earth Rank 8-star Spiritual Energy Cost. 300 Thunder Attribute Martial Skill. Uses the power of thunder to destroy the enemy in an instant. The violent power of thunder is unstoppable. Maximum release range. 20 meters. Causes 300% of the user's thunder damage. The smaller the range, the more concentrated the thunder is. Maximum damage is 600%. Lin Xian slammed his palm on the ground. In the next moment, thunder burst out and spread rapidly. The 2 8-star spirit focus realm beasts were directly entangled in the air by the thunder. They screamed. But a few seconds later, the 2 beasts were electrocuted and fell to the ground. They were no longer breathing. Good. Lin Xian exclaimed. This was an Earth Rank 8-star martial skill. It was too fierce. This was Lin Xian's first time using 5 Thunder Celestial Phenomenon in a battle. Chapter 73. 5 Thunder Celestial Phenomenon. An Earth Stage 8-star martial skill. Just this level alone was enough to make people crazy. Lin Xian was at the Spirit Condensation Realm, 2 stars higher than the Spirit Condensation Realm. However, the body of a demon beast was innately strong. In this case, 10 stars could kill 8 stars, but even if he released a martial skill, he couldn't instantly kill 8 stars of the Spirit Condensation Realm. The gap of 2 stars wasn't that big. Especially when a human faced a demon beast, the gap would be even bigger after reaching the arcane body realm. But if the martial skill was very strong, then there was no need to worry, just like this 5 Thunder Celestial Phenomenon. Instant kill. How strong was an Earth Stage martial skill? Even if it was facing a demon beast of the same realm, if the demon beast didn't have time to defend, instant kill wasn't impossible. It could even seriously injure an opponent several levels higher than oneself. It could even seriously injure an opponent of a higher realm. Of course, this kind of situation was very rare because the difference in realm was too big. Once the opponent reacted and defended, they could still block it. For example, this 5 lightning celestial phenomenon was an Earth-class 8-star martial skill, and it was a lightning-attributed martial skill. If Lin Xian were to unleash it with his full strength at the spirit focus realm, he would be able to severely injure even a 3rd-star arcane body realm cultivator. But the prerequisite was to attack. Seeing this scene, everyone opened their mouths wide. What a strong power of thunder! Big Brother Xian is of the thunder attribute. Forget about the violent attribute, what the hell is this martial skill? Earth stage. Only an Earth stage martial skill can have this kind of power. Even from so far away, I, a 4-star arcane body realm cultivator, am afraid of the power that Lin Xian just released. Wang Ba said, flabbergasted. Earth stage martial skill, he had heard of it before. But after living for more than 30 years, he had never seen it. Earth stage martial skill. I really underestimated him. Miao Xiao Miao looked at Lin Xian's beautiful eyes with a glimmer that shouldn't have appeared at her age. Then Miao Xiao Miao said to them, about this, other than my grandfather, don't tell anyone else. I'm worried that someone will hear the news and attack him. We naturally know this. But Sister Miao, do you know where Big Brother Xian came from? With that kind of abnormal time attribute spirit weapon and now an Earth stage martial skill, even our Tian City's 4 great families don't have it, right? Zhongbin looked at Miao Xiao Mao and asked. I also don't know where Lin Xian came from. He was introduced by Big Sister Ning Ning, and how could the 4 great clans not have an Earth tier martial skill? Lin Xian's surname is Lin, but there's no Lin surname in the 4 great families. Could he be from another big family in another city? Miao Xiao Miao pondered. Because what Lin Xian had displayed was simply too shocking. Even a powerful family would find it hard to take out such a treasure. Especially that time attribute spirit weapon. No matter how strong the clan was, they had never heard of such an existence. As for whether Lin Xian was using a time attribute spiritual weapon or if he had the time attribute himself, Miao Xiao Miao was still a little doubtful. Although everyone else thought that it was a spiritual weapon, Miao Xiao Miao's intuition told her that it wasn't that simple. Although one person already had the rare lightning attribute, it was even more impossible for him to have the time attribute which only appeared in hundreds of millions of people. But Miao Xiao Miao still felt that something wasn't right. But thinking about it, even if Lin Xian was so abnormal and really had dual attributes, and it was a rare dual attribute, he shouldn't be able to stop time for a few seconds with a martial artist several levels higher than him. Thinking of this, Miao Xiao Miao felt that it was a spiritual weapon, but she still felt a little doubtful. It had to be said that a woman's intuition was really scary. Even if Lin Xian had both the lightning and time attributes, at his age, it was impossible for him to use the time attribute so well. But Miao Xiao Miao still couldn't directly confirm that Lin Xian was using a spiritual weapon. The 2 spirit focus 8-star demonic beasts didn't allow Lin Xian to level up. In fact, Ning also said that the experience gained from killing 8-star demonic beasts wasn't that high. It was a far cry from the experience gained from killing 8-star demonic beasts. So, it wasn't easy to level up by killing 8-star demonic beasts. And Lin Xian was still 10,000 experience points away from 1-star demonic beasts. Miao Xiao Miao and the rest came to Lin Xian's side. They didn't ask about Lin Xian's martial arts skills. It's more than 10 meters, and it's all ice. There's no place to climb, and we can't fly. How are we going to get it? Lin Xian looked up at the deep freeze spirit crystals and fell into deep thought. Call me Sister Miao. I'll help you. Miao Xiao Miao said. Lin Xian glanced at Miao Xiao Miao. Seeing her smug look, he really wanted to spank her. No. I'll use lightning to blast them down. After saying that, Lin Xian gathered lightning in his palm. Don't. Wang Ba quickly stopped him. Don't worry, I'll just blast the ice down. But the deep freeze spirit crystals are very fragile. They're 15 times more fragile than glass. Just the impact of hitting the ground will shatter them. Lin Xian, Humph. Seeing Lin Xian looking at her, Meow Xiao Meow let out a proud sound. Little meow meow. Lin Xian chuckled and then said in a sweet voice. This call gave Meow Xiao Meow goosebumps. She even shuddered. It wasn't Lin Xian's tone, but the way he called her. That's disgusting. Don't disgust me, I'll help you. Meow Xiao Meow really couldn't stand this call. Actually, even if Lin Xian didn't call her, she would have helped Lin Xian. She just wanted to see him suffer. Little meow meow, you're so nice. Ding. Feeling countless emotions from Little Miss. Scumman points plus 100,000. Today was a good day. He earned quite a lot of Scumman points from Meow Xiao Meow. Moreover, his relationship with her was much better than Lin Xian expected. Call me that again and I'll kill you. Meow Xiao Meow glared at Lin Xian fiercely. Then, without giving him any time to speak, wind gathered around her body and she flew up. Damn! Even the wind element can't do this. Lin Xian gaped at Meow Xiao Meow, who was already more than 10 meters in the air. Chu Meng smiled and said, the wind element can fly at low altitudes, but it consumes a lot of spiritual power. Sister Meow is actually using a type of martial skill. It also consumes a lot of spiritual power, but sometimes it can be very useful, like now. Amazing. Soon, Meow Xiao Meow flew down. She had a special glove on her hand. Holding the deep freeze spirit crystal, she said to Lin Xian, open the bucket and put the deep freeze spirit crystal inside. After we get in the car, I'll put it in another place for you. Then, the deep freeze spirit crystal was in his hands. There were a total of 12 pieces. He should have perfectly completed Xiao Runing's mission. Then, Lin Xian couldn't wait for Xiao Runing to give him the dark level sword skill. Let's go back. Okay. Then, they walked back. Lin Xian suddenly felt like he was being watched. He frowned and turned around. A snow-white figure seemed to have suddenly hidden. Chapter 74. Wait a minute. Lin Xian's eyebrows suddenly creased, and then he rushed back with all his might. Hey! Lin Xian! Several people suddenly saw Lin Xian's abnormality and immediately turned around and shouted. However, Lin Xian had already rushed far away. Not knowing what was going on, they quickly chased after him. Lin Xian came to the bend and looked over, but there was no figure. This place was bare. There was no place to hide. If he wanted to hide, he would have to run to another bend a kilometer away, or fly hundreds of meters above. But there was no figure. Several people caught up from behind. What's wrong? Wang Ba frowned and asked. Lin Xian looked around seriously, and then shook his head. It's nothing. I feel like someone is following us. Maybe it's an evil beast, or maybe I'm mistaken. So it's like that. You should have told us. You gave us a fright. Everyone breathed a sigh of relief. Meow Xiao Meow carefully looked at Lin Xian, as if thinking about something different. Her IQ was very high. She naturally didn't believe what Lin Xian said just now. If it was true, then it was completely out of proportion to Lin Xian's excitement and nervousness just now. But she didn't say it out loud. Let's go back. Then everyone walked away. Lin Xian lowered his head and pondered. Did he see wrongly? But he didn't see wrongly. He was almost certain that the petite snow-white figure existed. The moment he turned his head, the figure retreated. It was very similar to the Xue Qilin he saw that night, so Lin Xian was so excited. If it was any other demonic beast, Lin Xian might have seen wrongly, which was why he wasn't sure. However, if it was a demonic beast, he should have seen the demonic beast fleeing when he rushed over. The demonic beasts here couldn't possibly run 1,000 meters in an instant. Lin Xian was quite sure that he didn't see wrongly. There was a small figure, so he didn't understand. Little meow meow. Can your computer go back and see the infrared reaction from before? The infrared reaction represented the existence of life. There were no demonic beasts along the way. If there was an infrared signal at that time, then Lin Xian was certain that there was a demonic beast. Sure, at that time just now. Lin Xian nodded. That's the time, then move back. Then, Miao Xiaomiao operated the computer and started to rewind time. He rewound all the way to the point of time just now and continued to rewind. Miao Xiaomiao raised her head and said to Lin Xian, "No, the infrared sensor only detects us. There are no other life forms within 300 meters of us." Lin Xian nodded. "All right, thanks for the trouble. Go home." But he still felt that something was wrong. Did he really see wrongly? It shouldn't be. He can't be sure whether it is Xue Qilin or not, but he should be able to confirm that there really is a little demon beast. Did he really see wrongly? Or is it that the instrument can't detect Xue Qilin? Lin Xian didn't know. He thought that the former was more likely. At this moment, above the deep cold valley, a few hundred meters above them, a super cute little demon beast stood on a cliff and looked at the figures below gradually moving further away. She couldn't see clearly at such a height, but that didn't mean that she couldn't see clearly. If Lin Xian was here, he would recognize that this is Xue Qilin, who bestowed him with full attribute power that night. Xue Qilin waved her short but super cute little paw, and a mirror image appeared in front of her. It was the live broadcast of Lin Xian and them. "Woo!" She let out a small voice that sounded like she was sleep-talking. Then, she covered her face with her two little paws, just like the expression a little girl would have when she was shy. Then, she jumped back. When her petite body was in the air, a wormhole appeared in front of her. She jumped in and disappeared on the spot. Lin Xian and them got on the vehicle safely, and then began the return journey. This time, Lin Xian and Miao Xiaomiao sat together. Lin Xian held the deep cold spirit crystal in his arms. They put the deep cold spirit crystal in a special glass box, so that Lin Xian won't be frozen by the deep cold spirit crystal's cold. "Lin Xian, why don't you join our Gale mercenary group?" Although Wang Ba was injured, but he was temporarily fine after being treated. He said to Lin Xian while driving. Lin Xian froze for a moment, and then turned his head to look at Miao Xiaomiao. Miao Xiaomiao was looking at Lin Xian just now, and then quickly turned her little face to the side, pretending to look at the scenery outside the window. But her little face was slightly red, looking like a little girl who was caught stealing food. Ding! Miao Xiaomiao's favorability towards you +5. Lin Xian scratched his head. This increase in favorability was baffling. Now, it was already at 40 favorability. Then, Lin Xian said to Wang Ba in the front, "Forget it. I usually go to school, so I don't have much time." "School? That's true, but there's no conflict," Wang Ba said. "Why?" Uncle Ba, if he doesn't want to join, then don't let him join." Miao Xiaomiao pouted, as if she was unhappy because of Lin Xian's hesitation. Lin Xian wasn't a straight guy, and even knew how to flirt with girls, but to be honest, he didn't have much experience in love. So sometimes, he would be confused when girls changed. "Did I say I'm not joining? I'm just asking. Little girl, why are you so agitated?" Lin Xian laughed. "Am I agitated?" Miao Xiaomiao glared fiercely at Lin Xian. Lin Xian shrugged and didn't continue to talk to Miao Xiaomiao. Then, Wang Ba, who was driving, said, "What I'm thinking is that it doesn't matter if you don't have time. We have missions. Every time we go on a mission, we'll let you know. If you're free, you can come with us. What do you think?" Lin Xian pondered for a moment, then asked, "Is the mercenary group part of the Bounty Hunter Guild?" "No, we're a profession developed because of the nature of the Bounty Hunter Guild. We have a mutually beneficial relationship with the Bounty Hunter Guild, but we don't belong to the Bounty Hunter Guild. We're called mercenaries, and the members of the Bounty Hunter Guild are called bounty hunters. This is the most obvious difference." Lin Xian nodded. "Okay, then I'll join. But I really don't have much time to go on missions." "Haha. It's okay. I want you to join because I like you as a friend. It doesn't matter if you go on missions or not. If we have time, we can come out for a drink and have fun. Isn't that better?" Lin Xian laughed. This was one of the reasons why he liked the Gale mercenary group. Everyone was easy to get along with, and they didn't have any bad intentions. "Umph. You're lucky," Meow Xiao Meow said. Chapter 75. Lin Xian couldn't help but laugh at Meow Xiao Meow's words. "What do you mean? Do I get a fixed salary after joining the Wind mercenary group?" Meow Xiao Meow snorted. "In your dreams. You're lucky to be working with me." Lin Xian laughed in his heart. Although Meow Xiao Meow seemed to have a high IQ and didn't act like a 14-year-old loli at all, he could still tell what she was thinking. A little girl was still a little girl after all. "What are you laughing at? Isn't that right? Chu Meng, don't you think it's a blessing to work with me?" Chu Meng nodded without hesitation. "That's right. It's my honor, ahahaha." "Did you hear that?" Meow Xiao Meow glared at Lin Xian proudly. "Yes, yes, yes. Little Meow Meow, you're the best. Don't call me Little Meow Meow. Call me Big Sister Meow." Meow Xiao Meow gritted her teeth and glared at Lin Xian. "Little Meow Meow. You, ding." Sensed Big Sister's anger. Scumbag value plus 20,000. Meow Xiao Meow took a deep breath and shook her head decisively. Her twin ponytails swayed, leaving Lin Xian with the back of her head. She looked at the scenery outside to vent her anger. Meow Xiao Meow had done this countless times to Lin Xian over the course of the day. "Ha ha ha. Lin Xian, you're the first person I've seen that Xiao Meow can't do anything to. Those who didn't respect her before were punished badly by her." Wang Ba laughed. "That's why girls can't be spoiled. Otherwise, they'll be lawless when they grow up." "Who are you calling lawless?" Lin Xian said. "I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about this phenomenon." "You're talking about me." "All right, then I'm talking about you." Meow Xiao Meow was speechless. Ding. Sensed Big Sister's anger. Scumbag value plus 10,000. Ding. Meow Xiao Meow's favorability towards you minus 0.5. Lin Xian was speechless. F*CK. 0.5. Just you wait, I'll beat you up. Let's see if you can still say that. Meow Xiao Meow threatened. Lin Xian shrugged his shoulders and said with a chuckle, "It's not certain who will beat who up. You have the lightning element, and I have the wind element. You're at the spirit focus realm, and I'm also at the spirit focus realm. Wind can restrain the lightning element in a certain sense. Plus, I'm both smart and brave, and I'm incomparably intelligent. You're bound to lose." Lin Xian. F*CK. Then this young master will still be valiant, elegant, and peerless in the world. This young lady is so beautiful that even the moon and flowers would be put to shame. My natural beauty is devastatingly beautiful. Young master, I am a man of striking appearance with an extraordinary bearing. I am tall and mighty, and I am a tyrant. Wang Ba and Chu Meng, who were in front, looked at each other helplessly. Meow Xiao Meow had met her match today. The Swift Wind mercenary group is going to be lively in the future. Bah! Pervert! Meow Xiao Meow blushed and turned her head away. Ding! Sensed the anger of this young lady. Scumbag man points plus 10,000. TSK, impure. Lin Xian sighed. Wang Ba, who was in front of him, said, "Little Meow hangs out with a lot of men every day. It's normal for him to understand some things. But Lin Xian, this kind of thing, let's not talk about it in front of Little Meow." Lin Xian smiled and nodded. Along the way, they chatted and laughed. Time passed quickly, and in the blink of an eye, they were back at Tianhua City. "Aren't you coming to our place?" Wang Ba asked Lin Xian. Lin Xian shook his head and said, "It's too late. The sky will be bright in a few hours. Everyone should go back and rest. I'll come back in 2 days." Then he looked at Meow Xiao Meow and said, "Go beat this girl up." "Wait." Miao Xiao Miao waved her fist at Lin Xian, and Lin Xian got out of the car. They sent Lin Xian to the entrance of the district. Goodbye. Then the two cars drove away. Lin Xian took out his phone. During his time in Deep Cold Valley, Lin Xian would send a message to Linya every hour or so to reassure her. At the same time, Xiao Runing did not sleep. Every hour or two, she would send a message to Lin Xian to check on his safety. Coincidentally, before the battle with the evil fiend temple, he received a message from Xiao Runing. However, Lin Xian did not reply. After a while, Xiao Runing was bombarded with messages, but he only replied after 10 minutes. Xiao Runing was relieved. She thought that something had happened to Lin Xian. Lin Xian could not hear or answer her calls. However, Lin Xian had not told Xiao Runing about the evil fiend temple and Jiang Tianyu. He planned to tell her tomorrow. If he told her, she might not be able to sleep tonight. When he reached home, Lin Xian opened the door and smelled the aroma of rice. When they were in the car, Lin Xian told Linya that he was on his way back. Linya was relieved. She did not expect Lin Xian to prepare food for him in the middle of the night. It was not just simple noodles. As the noodles would become wrinkled after a long time, she even cooked a few dishes and rice for Lin Xian in the middle of the night. You're back. Linya walked over to help Lin Xian take off his coat and hang it up for him. During the day, she would help Lin Xian wash his clothes. This Lin Xian was really happy. Sometimes his clothes would be washed by Linya. In fact, he could just put them in the washing machine and spin them a few times, but Linya was like this. She even put her own clothes in the washing machine to wash them, while Lin Xian helped him wash them by hand. Lin Xian also said it a few times, but she did not listen. Why is there blood? Linya's beautiful eyebrows suddenly furrowed, and then she quickly looked at Lin Xian. Lin Xian grabbed Linya's slender hand and said with a smile, "It's nothing, it's just a small injury. It's normal to get a little bit of injury when you go out and fight with demonic beasts. Don't worry." Linya of course knew this. It was fine to get a little bit of injury, but she was afraid that one day he would be seriously injured. However, Lin Xian did not listen to her, so Linya did not say anything either. Hurry up and eat, then take a shower and go to bed early. It was already almost 3 in the morning, and Linya had been waiting for Lin Xian. This was also the reason why Lin Xian was hesitant to join the Swift Wind mercenaries. Every time he went out, Linya would be so worried that she would stay up until midnight. Lin Xian did not want to go out on missions often, otherwise Linya would have to stay up all the time. Because he was worried about Linya, Lin Xian was hesitant. It was not that Linya was a burden, but that she was Lin Xian's pillar of support, Lin Xian's spiritual sustenance. Lin Xian could not live without her. "Little fairy, you should eat too." Lin Xian pulled Linya to a chair. "I'm not eating. Eating in the middle of the night will make me fat," Linya said. Lin Xian said with a smile, "So you know that you want me to get fat?" "No, if I'm going to get fat, we'll get fat together. You have to eat too." Linya rolled her eyes at Lin Xian, and Lin Xian said with a smile, "If you don't eat, then I won't eat." "Then I'll eat." Warriors had the divine system to evolve their physique. Even if Linya's level was not high, as long as she did not eat too much, she would not get fat. Chapter 76. The next day, Lin Xian slept until noon before he woke up. He was indeed a little tired. Leaving the room, he saw that the food was on the table. Linya should have already gone to the company. I'll ask Little Fairy about the company when I get back tonight. Lin Xian felt that he was not too weak now. He had the ability. Now that Linya's company was in trouble, he had to share the burden with her. Otherwise, Linya would really be very tired. Once Little Fairy's company has completely stabilized, once I become stronger, I will make Qin Shaotian return everything that he has taken from me. Little Fairy's body should be very strong. If I can return to her body, then I will bring her along with me to level up. After all, if I only rely on experience pills, the experience that experience pills provide in the later stages is really negligible. Lin Xian muttered to himself. He did not want Linya to be so simple and run the company normally. He also wanted Linya to become powerful, because he felt that Linya was qualified. After eating, Lin Xian changed his clothes and went to Tianhua Academy. Now, Lin Xian was a famous person in Tianhua Academy. There were always people who paid special attention to him, and some even pointed fingers at him. He went directly to Xiao Runing's office. Lin Xian pushed the door open and entered. Xiao Runing was sitting inside, flipping through some documents. Don't you know that you have to knock before entering a teacher's office? Xiao Runing raised her head and looked at Lin Xian. She glared at him with her beautiful eyes. She looked angry, but in Lin Xian's eyes, she was very cute. Lin Xian smiled and closed the door. He sat on the chair in front of Xiao Runing and said, I have to knock before entering my girlfriend's office. Who's your girlfriend? Xiao Runing rolled her eyes at Lin Xian. Sooner or later. After speaking, Lin Xian placed the box on the table in front of Xiao Runing and said, 12 deep frost spirit crystals. That should be more than enough for your mission. Xiao Runing opened the box, and a gust of cold air hit her face. Then she closed it and said with satisfaction, Not bad, you're capable. Of course. I'm her boyfriend. Xiao Runing, I forgot to bring my martial skills. I'll bring them to you tomorrow. Don't. I'll go to your house to get it tonight. Xiao Runing, little gangster, you're getting more and more indecent. It's time to teach you a lesson. As she spoke, Xiao Runing's jade-white hand condensed a cold energy, causing Lin Xian to shiver from the cold. Tortoise. This Xiao Runing is really amazing. Lin Xian didn't pay much attention to it before. Now that he couldn't detect it with his spirit eye, it meant that she was at least at the arcane body realm. Although Xiao Runing was a teacher, she was only 2 years older than those geniuses. In just 2 seconds, Xiao Runing withdrew her cold energy. Then she looked at Lin Xian and said, Are you scared? No. I'll be a romantic ghost if I die under a peony. Come. Ravage me to your heart's content. Trample me. Tear me to shreds. My ning-ning. Ding. Feeling the anger of a little sister, scumbag man points plus 10,000. Bastard. Xiao Runing scolded with a smile. Hurry up and scram. Wait. I still have something to do. Xiao Runing looked at Lin Xian and said, Hurry up and say it. Lin Xian said, I met Jiang Qianyu in the Wind Mercenary Group. Brother Qianyu? Why would he be there? Xiao Runing frowned. Lin Xian shrugged and said, How would I know? He just joined 2 days ago. It's normal that you don't know. You didn't miss anything, right? Lin Xian said, That's not important anymore. Why? He's dead. Xiao Runing. What? In the next second, Xiao Runing couldn't help but shout. Then she realized that she had lost her composure. She sat down and took a sip of tea while looking at Lin Xian. What happened? She and Jiang Qianyu were relatives, but they weren't close. In fact, Xiao Runing didn't care whether he was dead or not. But because Jiang Qianyu had been pursuing her, they had become closer, so she cared a little. I killed him. Hearing Lin Xian's words, Xiao Runing's frown deepened. She didn't believe that Lin Xian would kill Jiang Qianyu for no reason. Wait. Lin Xian could kill Jiang Qianyu? Moreover, killing demonic beasts was different from killing humans. Some people might have killed many demonic beasts, but they had never killed humans. But Lin Xian said so calmly that he had killed someone. It meant that he had definitely killed someone before. Maybe even more than one. So he was used to it. This Lin Xian was really not simple. Lin Xian looked at Xiao Runing and said, He wanted to kill me, so I killed him. What happened? Tell me. Xiao Runing was a little anxious. He's a member of the evil fiend Hall. Clatter, the cup in Xiao Runing's hand that she had just lifted fell onto the table, as she showed an expression of disbelief. He is a member of the evil fiend Hall? Lin Xian nodded. Yes, You can ask the Gale mercenaries about this. They will tell you. He's a member of the Evil Fiend Hall. We met another group of Evil Fiend Hall members in Deep Cold Valley. They planned to kill us. Fortunately, the result was good. We were only slightly injured, but they were all killed. Xiao Runing doubted the authenticity of Lin Xian's words because it was too unexpected. She would definitely confirm it with the Gale mercenaries. But because of this, she was basically sure that Lin Xian's words were true. Because everyone was fine. Lin Xian wasn't the only one who came back alive. One person's words could be doubted, but if everyone agreed, then it must be true. After a while, Xiao Runing looked at Lin Xian and said softly, "I'm sorry." Ding. Feeling little big sister's guilt. Scumbag value plus 30,000. Oh. Why are you apologizing to me? Xiao Runing said, "It's all my fault. I shouldn't have let you take the risk. I didn't expect to meet people from the Evil Fiend Hall, and Jiang Tianyu was one of them. I really don't know how I would face them if something happened to you, or even your sister. But you're fine." Lin Xian chuckled. Xiao Runing shook her head and said, "No, even if nothing happened, I'm still at fault here. I didn't bear the responsibility of a teacher." Lin Xian opened his mouth, but didn't know what to say. "It's really nothing. I just wanted to tell you about Jiang Tianyu. Maybe Jiang Tianyu isn't the only one in the Jiang family who is related to the Evil Fiend Hall. Maybe." Xiao Runing nodded. "I know. I'll investigate this." Then she looked up at Lin Xian and asked, "Are you okay?" "I'm fine. I'm not hurt at all. If I was hurt, would I be alive and kicking in front of you today?" Lin Xian said with a smile. Even so, Xiao Runing still felt very guilty. A large part of this guilt was towards Lin Xian's sister, Linya. She knew that Linya loved Lin Xian very much. If something happened to Lin Xian because of her, she would really sink into the abyss of guilt for the rest of her life. Chapter 77. Xiao Runing thought for a moment, then looked at Lin Xian and said, "Are you still going to the Sky Marshal Court's Outer Regions Beast Domain trial?" Lin Xian nodded. "Of course, why wouldn't I go?" "And are you really not injured?" Lin Xian smiled. "Am I stupid? If I was injured, wouldn't I be lying at home? Also, if I was injured, wouldn't I take the opportunity to extort money from you?" Xiao Runing heard Lin Xian's words and laughed. "That's true. Then you should go back first. Go train first. As a martial artist, you can't slack off." "Okay, my dear Ning Ning. See you later." After speaking, Lin Xian walked away. Xiao Runing rolled her eyes flirtatiously and rested her chin on her hand, thinking about how to solve some problems. Lin Xian hummed a song as he walked to Class 10. At this moment, the sound of crying could be heard from Class 10. Lin Xian could hear it even from outside. There weren't many people in Class 10. Most of them were probably in the virtual combat or learning something. Lin Xian looked over and saw that the source of the crying was actually Lu Yufan. "This girl is crying? Isn't she supposed to have a high tolerance level?" Lin Xian walked in. Yi Yi raised her head to look at him, then lowered her head to comfort Lu Yufan. Lu Yufan buried her head in Yi Yi's chest and sobbed. Looking at her tear-stained face, she was really sad. "Hey, what's wrong with you?" Lin Xian sat in front of the two and looked at them. Although Lin Xian often teased them, it had to be said that teasing them occupied a certain position in Lin Xian's heart. The key was that the two girls had good characters. Lin Xian didn't dislike them. They were beautiful, so any normal man would have a good impression of them. Hearing Lin Xian's words, Lu Yufan didn't know why, but she felt even more wronged and sobbed even louder. Yi Yi's beautiful face was also filled with worry and anger. She glanced at Lin Xian and said, "Fan Fan was bullied. That's something new." Lin Xian leaned back in his chair and extended his hand. A few of his lackeys immediately understood what he meant and hurriedly poured him a glass of water. "Aren't you ladies from rich families? Who would dare to bully you?" Lin Xian asked curiously. Are you gloating? Lu Yufan raised her head from Yi's embrace and sobbed a few times. Then, she pouted her lips and looked at Lin Xian. Lin Xian smiled and said, although your chest is a little small, your temper is a little bad, your height is a little short, and your butt isn't that perky. Wah! Hearing Lin Xian's words, Lu Mingming's tears immediately gushed out. Ding! Feeling the resentment and grievance from Big Sister. Scumbag man value plus 50,000. Ding! Making Big Sister cry. Scumbag man value plus 100,000. This kind of special and strong emotion would give Lin Xian even more scumbag man value. Lin Xian thought about it. This Lu Yufan was already crying like this, yet he was still saying such things. It seemed like he was really going down the path of being a scumbag. Lin Xian, Fan is already very wronged, yet you're still saying it. Yi looked at Lin Xian and complained. Lin Xian then said, I'm not done yet. Although it's like this, what I want to say is that only I can bully you, no one else can. Tell me who bullied you. Lu Yufan wiped her tears and raised her head. Ding! Feeling the shyness from Lu Yufan, scumbag man value plus 10,000. Look, you've wetted Yi's chest with your tears. Ding! Feeling the shyness from Yi, scumbag man value plus 10,000. Lu Yufan sniffed and looked at Lin Xian. She said pitifully, will you really help me get revenge? Of course. I already said that only I can bully you. Don't cry. Lu Yufan wiped her tears. Yi's mouth was slightly open. What was going on? She had been comforting her for so long, but she couldn't even say a few words from Lin Xian. Lin Xian handed Lu Yufan a tissue and then asked Yi, what happened? Yi said, not long after we finished eating lunch, we were walking outside. Then someone from the advanced class confessed to Fan. Lin Xian was stunned. No way. How ugly is he to scare small-chested girl to the point of crying like this? It's ugly, so ugly that it's beyond disgusting. Lu Yufan said in a pitiful and angry tone. Yi then said, Fan rejected him, so he confessed. Then Fan rejected him again. After that, he got angry and said some dirty words to Fan. Then she cried? Yi nodded. This girl's tolerance was really low, but Lin Xian could understand. You're the daughter of a rich family. How dare he provoke you? Lin Xian asked again, confused. Yi said, that person is called Zhang Tianhao. He's from the Zhang family. The Zhang family is quite powerful in Tianhua City. Fan's Lu family is much weaker than the Zhang family, so he's not afraid. Zhang Tianhao. Lin Xian frowned slightly. Zhang Tianyu, Zhang Tianhao. Could there be some kind of relationship between them? Don't we have you? Your Yi family is quite powerful, right? But he provoked Fan. He didn't provoke me. Even if I said anything, he wouldn't be afraid. Yi said in a pitiful tone. It was as if she blamed herself for not being able to protect Lu Yufan even though her family was powerful. So that's how it is. Zhang Tianhao's family was more powerful than the Lu family. After being rejected twice, he became angry out of humiliation and insulted Lu Yufan. However, he thought that he didn't provoke Yi, so he didn't need to be afraid of Yi. He didn't even need to be afraid of Qin Xiaotian, who was pursuing Yi. There seemed to be nothing wrong with that. Where is he now? I'll take you to find him. He's back in class. He's in the 5th class of the advanced class. Lu Yufan heard that Lin Xian was going to help her get back at Zhang Tianhao. She immediately became energized and sniffed her nose. Yi was still relatively clear-headed. She frowned slightly and looked at Lin Xian, saying, let's think about this at length. He's in the arcane body realm. He's very powerful, and the Zhang family. Lu Yufan seemed to have thought of this as well. Although she was angry, she couldn't let Lin Xian be in danger, right? Let's just forget about it, Lu Yufan said softly. Lin Xian smiled and said, I already said that you can only be bullied by me. There's no way anyone else can bully you. Let's go, take me to him. Ding. Felt Lu Yufan's bashfulness. Scumbag man points plus 10,000. It had to be said that these words were words of love. They were very effective against girls, especially girls who had just cried and felt wronged. Can I really? Lu Yufan asked with a sobbing tone. Let's go. Lin Xian pulled Lu Yufan's hand as he spoke. Ding. Successfully held big sister's hand. Scumbag man points plus 30,000. Ding. You've triggered the mission. Successfully confessed to Lu Yufan. Mission punishment. None. Mission time limit. None. Mission reward. Unlocking the Scumbag System's second store and receiving 1 million Scumbag Man points. Current favorability. 39. Chapter 78. Hearing this system notification, Lin Xian was dumbfounded. It's over. Was he really going to become a scumbag? Linya triggered this mission and the reward was a random 100 to 300 increase in the 4 main attributes. Then, Miao Xiao Miao triggered this mission and the reward was a heaven-ranked skill. Now, Lu Yufan triggered this mission and the reward was unlocking a second shopping center and scumbag points. To be honest, Lin Xian couldn't decide which of the 3 rewards was more valuable. Maybe they were all very valuable. But this wasn't the main point now. The main point was he going to have a foot in 3 boats? And one was his sister. Damn it! But could Lin Xian ignore these rewards? Impossible. So, he was extremely conflicted. Scumbag system, as expected of this name. Also, why did Lu Yufan's favorability towards him reach 39? Miao Xiao Miao's favorability towards him was 45, which was considered high. But that was because Lin Xian saved her life. Also, her impression of Lin Xian before and after was very different. Lu Yufan. Lin Xian remembered that he had never tried to raise her favorability towards him. He had always been the one who teased her. Could it be that after he teased her, she started to like him more and more? Damn it! So it could be like this. But Lin Xian's words just now probably increased her favorability by quite a bit. And when the favorability reached 50, he could try to confess. The success rate was hard to say. Naturally, the higher the favorability, the higher the success rate. But this wasn't important for now. What was important was Lin Xian's decision and how he would consider it. Actually, this wasn't something he was in a hurry to think about. Lu Yufan actually felt a trace of sweetness when Lin Xian held her hand and walked. Behind them, Yi Yi saw this scene and felt a little complicated. She didn't know what kind of complicated feeling it was, but she quickly followed after them. When they were outside, Lin Xian let go of Lu Yufan. If things went wrong, they might be misunderstood. Lin Xian, are you really going to stand up for Fan Fan? Yi Yi looked at Lin Xian and asked. Of course. After all, you are my few friends. There was nothing wrong with Lin Xian's words. In fact, he had already treated them as good friends. But, he's at the arcane body realm. How many stars of the arcane body realm? Lin Xian asked. Zhang Tianhao should be Zhang Tianyu's brother, and he must be the younger one. Zhang Tianyu was a 3-star arcane body realm warrior, so Zhang Tianhao couldn't be higher than him, could he? I think. Arcane body 1 star? Or 2 stars? I'm not too sure. Yi Yi tilted her head and thought for a moment before speaking. Then it's fine. Ah. Hearing Lin Xian's confident voice, they were all shocked. That was the arcane body realm. Trust your man. Leave it to me. The 2 girls' faces turned red. Ding. Feeling the shyness of the 2 girls, scumbag value plus 20,000. Shameless. Yi Yi muttered. Lu Yufan subconsciously wanted to say the same. However, she remembered that Lin Xian was standing up for her, so she didn't say anything. Instead, she glanced at Lin Xian and asked, You're at the arcane body realm? That can't be. We entered the Sky Martial Court together. How long has it been? That was an increase of 2 major realms. They found it unbelievable. Guess. Lin Xian grinned. They weren't sure, but it was possible. As long as he went out and killed a lot of demonic beasts, he could do it. But how many demonic beasts would that be? Could he defeat the powerful ones? In order to increase the strength of their descendants, many big families would capture demonic beasts and let their descendants deal the killing blow. It was possible, but there were many prerequisites. First, one could use this method to increase the level of their descendants. However, there would always be a higher level. When the demonic beasts reached level 50, very few humans could catch them. As long as one gave the demonic beasts a chance to catch their breath, they would be able to take the lives of many people. Second, using this method to increase one's level was indeed very fast, but it lacked combat experience. In such a situation, if one of them killed demonic beasts step by step and reached level 50 while the other was raised to level 50 through enlightenment, when the two of them fought, the former would be able to crush the latter. That was inevitable. Yi Yi and Lu Yufan looked at each other. This was the only reason why Lin Xian dared to fight with an arcane body realm cultivator. Otherwise, how could he? However, if Lin Xian was really at the arcane body realm, they would be shocked. Because he was too powerful. That's right, this time, Lin Xian would definitely shock the entire Sky Martial Court. Last time, the strength that Lin Xian displayed was only enough to beat up 1 star or 2 stars of the Spirit Condensation Realm. But this time, if he were to beat up 1 star or 2 stars of the Arcane Body Realm, it would really stun everyone. How many days had it been? It couldn't be helped. Lin Xian's cultivation speed was too fast. It even made it difficult for him to adapt to his current strength. As for the Arcane Body Realm, he had reached it. He spent 1 million scumbag points to exchange for 10 experience fruits and ate them. What are you eating? I want to eat too. Lu Yufan saw Lin Xian eating secretly and stretched out her hand. Lin Xian, it's a strength pill. It's for the battle later. The two girls obviously didn't believe him, but they didn't continue asking. At this moment, Lin Xian's aura was condensing. Ding! Leveling up to Arcane Body Realm. At this time, they could feel Lin Xian's aura. It was very vague, but it was constantly condensing and releasing. Arcane Body Realm. This is the aura of Arcane Body Realm, right? Yi Yi and Lu Yufan were surprised. Ding! You have successfully leveled up to Arcane Body Realm. Lin Xian closed his eyes and opened them again. A light flashed across his eyes. Arcane Body Realm, I've reached. This leveling up made him feel like he had made a qualitative leap. The difference between this level was too big. No wonder it was so difficult to fight across realms. Then, Lin Xian looked at his current attributes. Name, Lin Xian. Age, 21. Realm, Arcane Body Realm 1 star level, 21 experience points, 025000 scumbag points, 180100 strength, 596 vitality, 596 agility, 545 spirit, 505 spiritual energy, 2250. What made him feel exaggerated was that this level added 150 points to his strength, vitality, and agility. Just this one level. 150 points should be the total of his previous 10 levels, right? However, the increase in spirit was very small. Although Lin Xian was puzzled, he couldn't find the reason. He looked at Lu Yufan and Yi Yi's attributes. The two of them were now Qi building Realm 7 stars. Lin Xian guessed that they had been brought out to grind. However, there was a difference of 20 points between their spirit, so Lin Xian guessed that something must have happened. Spirit was a special attribute, and the increase was not fixed. Wow! Lin Xian, you're really at Arcane Body Realm. Lu Yufan exclaimed. Chapter 79. Arcane Body Realm. At this age, an Arcane Body Realm cultivator could reach the level of Qin Shaotian and Han Chushue in a few years, right? No, not even a few years. If one was lucky and strong, a few months would be enough. Lin Xian was actually an expert of this level? Lin Xian smiled and nodded. Yes, that's why I'm here to avenge you. Yes, yes. Lu Yufan nodded happily. Lin Xian felt that he didn't need to hide his level anymore. In fact, there was a need to hide it. Maybe he could wait until he became stronger and then hide it. The key was that Lin Xian felt that he had more cards up his sleeve. So, even if Qin Shaotian wanted to kill him, so what? Lin Xian still had the power of space. This was his biggest guarantee. At the same time, the scum points could be exchanged for the 4 attributes, which was also very exaggerated. Moreover, an Earth Stage 8-star martial skill could definitely make up for the gap of several levels in the arcane body realm. Those so-called experts were only in the arcane body realm. Now that Lin Xian was also in the arcane body realm, how big could the gap between them be? Lin Xian wasn't sure, but it definitely wouldn't be too big. In the remaining 20 days, he was confident that he could reach the same level as them. The premise was that he had to go to the demon beast realm more often. Just relying on the experience fruit of 1,000 experience points wasn't enough. However, Lin Xian couldn't be too optimistic. They were strong, and it wasn't without reason that they were called geniuses. Geniuses depended on their level, attributes, and combat ability. Passing by the intermediate class, Lin Xian's appearance made everyone in the intermediate class dumbfounded. Who was this brother going to beat up in the intermediate class? Then, they saw him passing by the intermediate class. Damn. This Lin Xian can't be going to beat up the advanced class, right? Crazy. This advanced class is a group of spirit condensation realm experts. There are even many spirit condensation realm experts above 6 stars. Why is he going to beat up the advanced class? But looking at his posture, it doesn't seem like he's going to flirt, right? Let's go and see. Lin Xian was now an influential figure in the academy. Basically, wherever he went, he would fight. Now that Lin Xian had gone to the advanced class, it was simply big news. It spread like wildfire. Those from the beginner and intermediate classes who had the time all went over one by one. He brought Yi Yi and Lu Yufan to the entrance of Class 5. At this moment, there were about 20 people in Class 5 of the advanced class. Most of them were chatting. It was almost time for them to rest, but some of them were very diligent in their training. Where's Zhang Tianhao? Get out here. Lin Xian walked to the door and shouted angrily. F***CK. When they heard Lin Xian shout their names, the people who came with him to watch the show all quivered. Was Lin Xian here to cause trouble for Zhang Tianhao? Zhang Tianhao was at the arcane body realm. They had originally thought that Lin Xian coming to find a 1-star or 2-star spirit condensation cultivator was already very troublesome, but the one he was looking for was a 1-star arcane body cultivator. What the F***CK? Was he crazy? Let's wait and see. This Lin Xian really doesn't know his limits. He's looking for trouble with an arcane body realm cultivator. Zhang Tianhao is an expert in the advanced class. Those in the arcane body realm are incomparably powerful. Does Lin Xian think that the warriors in the advanced class are as weak as Wang Wen, the one he beat up last time? A 1-star spirit condensation cultivator and a 1-star arcane body realm cultivator. The difference between them is like heaven and earth. Everyone was waiting to see the scene of Lin Xian being beaten up. It would be fine if he was looking for a spirit condensation cultivator, but an arcane body realm cultivator. What a joke. Class 5 of the advanced class was on the first floor. Not far away, a beautiful figure in black walked past with a lollipop in her mouth and saw the scene. The corner of Ling Ying's mouth twitched slightly. This is interesting. After the intermediate class, he came to the advanced class. Class 5. They should be quite strong. Who is this Lin Xian looking for? Ling Ying leaned against a tree nearby and watched the show with interest. Hearing the voice, everyone in the class turned to look. Some of them knew Lin Xian, but they never thought that he would come to the advanced class today. Who are you? Zhang Tianhao stood up and walked over with a frown. He stared at Lin Xian. What a joke. Someone was looking for trouble with Zhang Tianhao. When he saw Lu Yufan, he figured it out. Zhang Tianhao. Seeing him, Ling Ying suddenly stopped eating his lollipop. This Lin Xian was looking for trouble with Zhang Tianhao, who was in the arcane body realm. Was he crazy? Lin Xian looked at Zhang Tianhao. Sure enough, he was carved from the same mold as Zhang Tianyu. He was probably Zhang Tianhao's brother. Lin Xian, that's him, Lu Yufan said pitifully, hiding behind Lin Xian. Lin Xian. Zhang Tianhao sneered. So you're Lin Xian. Zhang Tianhao smiled disdainfully. Lin Xian narrowed his eyes and looked at him. He released his spiritual eye. 1-star arcane body realm. He was completely relieved. I heard that you scolded my girl? Lin Xian said coldly. Your girl? Zhang Tianhao glanced at Lu Yufan behind Lin Xian and smiled disdainfully. Lu Yufan is your girlfriend? Of course. Lu Yufan blushed. She guessed that Lin Xian was just looking for an excuse to help her, but she still felt shy when she heard it. Everyone was dumbfounded. What? When did Lin Xian get the campus bell, Lu Yufan? Was he that awesome? I scolded her, so what? Zhang Tianhao smiled disdainfully at Lin Xian. What? Lin Xian stretched out his hand. Either kneel down and apologize to her, or I'll beat you until you kneel down and apologize to her. Wow! Everyone was in an uproar. Although Lin Xian was domineering, he was digging his own grave. Ling Ying, who was not far away, smiled. How interesting, talking to an arcane body realm cultivator like that. Do you not know that he's an arcane body realm cultivator, or do you have the ability to do so? Ling Ying continued to watch the show curiously. Zhang Tianhao was stunned when he heard Lin Xian's words. Then he laughed loudly. Ha ha ha, since when can trash bark in front of me? Lin Xian's expression did not change. He said indifferently, looks like you've chosen the latter. Come, come, come. I'm standing right here. I'd like to see how you're going to beat me until I kneel. Ha ha ha. The people around them could not help but laugh when they heard Zhang Tianhao's words. It was as if Lin Xian was a clown at this moment. Slap. In the next second, everyone's jaws dropped. Lin Xian slapped Zhang Tianhao. Logically speaking, with such a huge gap between their realms and Zhang Tianhao's spiritual energy as a defense, Lin Xian would not be able to hurt him even if he stood still. However, this slap. Zhang Tianhao's body spun a few times in the air. Blood from his nose and mouth scattered in the air. How is that possible? Everyone's laughing expressions suddenly froze. Even if Zhang Tianhao stood still, Lin Xian would not be able to hurt him. But now... Arcane body realm. No wonder, no wonder. Ling Ying crushed her lollipop with a crunch. Her beautiful eyes sparkled as she looked at Lin Xian. She was now completely interested in Lin Xian. You're tuning in to the Narrate and Escape YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.